I need you more.
All right, guys. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? It is a beautiful Friday, January 24th. We actually got a lot of penny stocks that are moving this morning. Hold on. Let me turn this. Is too loud in my headphones. What's up, guys? What's up, Emmanuel? What's up, Libra, Terry, Taylor, Julian, Arthur, X, Dave? What's up, team? All right, guys. So let's take a look at what is moving today. Specifically, we got CEI making some runs. I'm gonna look for some put options in some of these. But yeah, this one's gapping up from 192 to 268. Looks interesting. We also have SAEX doing very similar things here, gapping up from 228 to 314. That looks good. We got TNXP running up a little bit from 139 to 178. Looks like a little bit larger float, maybe. Yeah. Oh no, this was a tiny float, 716 million, so a smaller float actually. Interesting. We got CASA gapping up some. CASA gapping up from 368 to 435. Looks good. We got NNVC gapping up from 540s to 630s. We got CBB gapping up from 1120s to 1290s. We got INO gapping up from 380s to 430s. What's up, James? What's up, brother? CETX. We got TEAM, team. We got team running here from 132 to 144. We've got CYOU gapping up a little bit here. Here we go. Gotta fix this. We got CYOU gapping up a little bit here. Did that really just affect my green screen that much? Hold on, let me experiment with this. Oh no, maybe not. There we go. Alright, hold on. That's better. Alright, there we go. Maybe the sun came out. That's probably what it is. The sunlight hit it. Alright, but yeah. We got CYOU gapping up a little bit. Just kind of going down this list here. We got INTC, which is Intel. Intel gapping up from 63.30s all the way to 66.40s. We got BYND, Beyond Meat, gapping up from 118.64 to 123.30s. We got LAKE, SBGL, and AVGO. These are all gapping up. They all look interesting. All worth a watch today. The market itself is up from 331.70s to 332.50s. So that's worth a watch. What's up, Jay? What's up, man? I see a few people talking about the coronavirus. It says the coronavirus is spreading. It's getting crazy. Go look at the Snapchats on the map. Insane. Yeah, it is pretty scary, honestly. And the thing about it is, like, the way these viruses start is actually from food being prepared that's mixed together, right? It's food being prepared that's mixed together. And so that's why a lot of these originate in China, because they have these markets where, you know, maybe they have raw pork and they have raw fish, or they have raw beef or whatever it is. And somewhere along the lines in those markets, the food and the animals get mixed together, and that's where these viruses thrive. And that's really where they come from too, I think. And so that's how we can stop having these big outbreaks, is they have to separate these markets with these animals, right? Because that's where it starts. It starts with when these animals are mixed together in the market. Maybe they have raw meat, or maybe they have live animals and stuff like that. And when it's mixed together, that's where the viruses thrive. And that's ultimately how we have to get them to stop. But those type of markets have to stop in order for these type of viruses, these type of virus pandemics to stop. That's what has to happen. James, you don't know about the virus? What's up, Kai? What's up, bro? Yeah, they got the coronavirus, dude. It's going crazy. They got a lot of virus stocks moving, like NVAX.
Daddy, I won that one. That was 100.
Wow, great job, buddy. Are you really fast at that game?
Yep.
I think so, too, right? Yeah. But, like, realistically, scientists have showed that that's where the viruses start, and that's what we have to put a stop to. I mean, that's what has to stop if we want these pandemics to stop. I mean, and to be honest, they're going to happen regardless, just because of biology and kind of how that goes with us and with animals. And so they're going to start regardless, but they'll be a little bit less frequent if those type of marketplaces stop. What's up, Hugo? Yeah, you just found out about it. Yeah, man, everybody's panicking. I'm not really panicking. I mean, we had SARS, we had MERS, we had all the big viruses outbreaks. I never caught any of them. And mostly they're gonna, like, these viruses, they're mostly negatively affecting seniors and infants, right? Like, those are the people that are the most, those are the people that are gonna have the worst time with the viruses, infants and seniors, you know. They're going to be the most affected by it. It's going to be the most dangerous for them. And, you know, I'm 30 years old. My immune system's solid. I think I'll probably be fine, but I am worried about my kids and my parents if it does spread over here. All right, let's start looking up some news, team. All right, so first one we're going to look up is SAEX here, gapping up from 220s all the way to 315. This one looks interesting. And again, I'm probably going to start looking for some put options on some of these if I can find them. I doubt most are going to have any options available, at least on Robinhood specifically, but sometimes they do. All right, so SAEX is up after winning a $42 million new project for offshore West Africa. They also reported a reduction in debt by $14.5 million. And so, yeah, they basically won a $42 million project with offshore Africa and also reported a reduction in debt of, again, $14.5 million for SAEX. And so that's pretty solid news. We'll see what happens. I doubt it'll hold these gains, in all honesty. I guess it really depends on the long-term extension and, you know, I think it'll probably come back down some. I don't know if it'll necessarily hold its gains, but it's realistically about in the middle of this range, and so I could really kind of see it go either way. But I guess I would more so, if I had to bet, I would bet on the downside with this one. But we'll see. Could get interesting. We got CEI here, which I really like the volume for CEI as well. That's a terrible daily chart, though. Wow. This thing must have had some splits, too, recently in the last 6 months. Looks like it had a few splits. But yeah, this one's worth a watch. Gapping up from 192 to 262 for CEI. This is a gas stock, I believe, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it's gas, right? Or natural gas, maybe, or oil, maybe. So it's Camber Energy. It's up on a merger offer from Viking Energy. So yeah, so basically this one's up. It had a merger offer from Viking Energy, which is VKIN, and Alright, so yeah, basically, I'll go ahead and read this, and this is from Dow Jones Newswires, and it says, shares are up in pre-market after the company said Viking Energy Group is buying it in a reverse triangular merger. It said it would issue shares of its common stock to the equity holders of Viking, who would have an 85% interest in the post-closing entity. Camber will form a new wholly owned entity which would merge with and into Viking, with Viking continuing as the surviving corporation and wholly owned subsidiary of Camber after the merger. End quote. And again, that is from Dow Jones Newswires. So yeah, Viking Energy is buying CEI. We'll see what happens, but worth a watch. Viking Energy stock is VKIN. So, yeah, terrible, cheap company. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Moving on here. We got APT gapping up a little bit. This one just ran yesterday, so that's why this one's moving. What's up, Ken? What's up, Gideon? What's up, Brent? Yeah, Hugo said yesterday all virus stocks sold off a bit after the World Health Organization said it's not a pandemic. Meanwhile, China has 7 cities on lockdown and asking military doctors to step in. So here's the thing, right? It is a serious virus that is spreading, right? I mean, that's very self-evident. It's a serious virus that is spreading, and I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal as people make it out to be. More so because the virus itself isn't that dangerous. You know, this isn't anything that dangerous. Like I said, it's only really going to negatively affect seniors and old people, or old people, seniors, and infants, right? That's who it's realistically going to affect. And so, like I said, with that, I'm worried for my kids and my parents, but the average person here in America and probably elsewhere is not going to die from it most of the time, I'm sure. Now, I'm not saying there won't be outliers and exceptions, but I do think that it's not that dangerous of a virus. The symptoms are relatively mild, and it's not going to just wipe out the whole country or anything like that. And so I do think that you got to understand that aspect of it. Somebody touched on it yesterday. The reason people are making such a big deal about it is because it's new and they don't completely understand it, right? There's different variations of it that could form. They don't really understand exactly how it's passed down and exactly how to stop it and what precautions people should take. And so for that reason, that's why they're locking down. Still, do I think we should all just completely panic? No. I think that will probably be fine, and it'll probably be similar to all the other virus scares we've had in the last few decades, like swine flu, MERS, SARS. They all have scared people, and realistically, we actually have gotten a spike in those niches and sectors of the market whenever these virus scares happen. I know when the Ebola outbreak happened, we had Ebola stocks and stuff like that ran up and then eventually failed whenever the hype died down a little bit. And so I think that point is, I don't think you should freak out about it. I think that will probably be fine, but I think it is worth understanding, obviously. Yeah, and it's like I said earlier, I mean, these viruses are caused by intermingling of food and animals in marketplaces, right? Like, that's how these viruses start, that's how they spread. And if we want to stop these, I mean, like I said, though, these things are going to happen regardless of anything. They're just going to be less common if we stop those type of marketplaces. And that's a lot of the time why they originate in China, is because China has these big marketplaces where they mix with different animals, and that's how the viruses really grow and start. And so, they're going to happen regardless, but we have to be a little bit more careful, I think, with that type of stuff, because these are getting serious. Hey, what's up, Adonis? Appreciate the sub, bro. Appreciate it, man. What's up, Tony? Thank you, man. Thanks, man. What's up, Mike? Canna, Dave, Gideon, Britt. All right, guys. So, yeah, APT gapping up a little bit. We're going to look at TNXP. TNXP gapping up a little bit. Worth a watch, I think. All right, so this one had a release that came out today that stated Tonix Pharma, which is TNXP, tests support therapeutic effect predictability of post-traumatic stress disorder treatment, and shares are up because of it. And so I'll go ahead and read this. This is from MT Newswires, and it says, quote, TNXP said earlier on Friday preliminary results of a study showed, quote, no significant effect of fatty meal on the rate of extent of absorption of TNXP 102SL, supporting the predictability of the therapeutic effect of a treatment for the post-traumatic stress disorder and fibromyalgia. Yeah, so that's basically what went down. It also said, quote, the results follow the completion of the required fed fasting and dose proportionality tests in healthy volunteers to support the firm's new drug application for the TNX 102SL. It also showed the rate and extent of absorption of cyclobenzaprine increase in a dose proportional manner from 2.8 milligrams to 5.6 milligrams, and the company said it expected the data to, quote, satisfy the requirements for its potential new drug application, end quote. Nailed it. But yeah, We'll see what happens. This is interesting news for TNXP, and it's gapping up. It's a very small float stock, though. At least on Trade Ideas, it's saying the float is less than 1 million. It's only 716,000, which is tiny. And so we'll see what happens. I think if we do get a stock that runs, if this one gets some movement breaking highs at the open, this one can really start to run. Again, the float is very, very small with this one, so it's a very low float stock for TNXP. So it's worth a watch. We also have Team, T-E-A-M. Alright, so this one is up after second quarter earnings and revenue that beat expectations for Team. This is what I'm certainly watching, specifically for these levels right here. 140, 150, we got 144. 70 or 68 roughly. We've got this high up here at 148, and then the pre-market high at 149.50. I think those levels are all really interesting. If it drops enough to break that low, I would be surprised. And these levels are what's in play, I think, for TEAM. We got NNVC gapping up a little bit as well here. Not seeing. I think this one's just up on previous news. We got Intel. So Intel gapping up. I'm sure this is probably earnings. Yeah, fourth quarter results that beat the street expectation, and they provided upbeat fiscal quarter 1 outlook. So good guidance, good fourth quarter results for Intel, INTC. This one's another one I'm certainly watching today. And the levels I'm watching are 66.50, 67.50, and really the whole dollar of 67. I'm looking at those half and whole dollar levels as well as 66 right here. If it breaks underneath those, it could get really weak, and then I'm obviously looking at these up here as well. So that's what I'm watching for Intel, that kind of range right there. Watch that 68.24 pre-market high, and you know, maybe that low down here at 66.11, 66 or so for INTC for Intel. We also have BYND, which is gapping up, pretty voluminous pre-market really. BYND is up after Chick-fil-A. Wait. I'm not really seeing anything for BYND, so I don't think it has anything, I guess, today. Alright, we got AVGO, broadband.com. Isn't this the one that, what's his name, founded? Who's the guy off of Shark Tank? Mark Cuban. Isn't this Mark Cuban's original company that he sold for like $1 billion? Alright, so broadband received new supply contracts from Apple, and the deal seen adding $15 billion in future revenue for the chip makers. So yeah, they received a new deal from Apple, and it's adding $15 billion in future revenue for broadband for ABGO. Maybe it's not the same company. Can, then it's probably minimized, brother. So what I usually do, like when that happens, try minimizing other stuff and looking in the corner to try to open the window back up. Usually when that happens to me, at least, I know I accidentally like minimized the trade manager and it's somewhere like really small in the corner and I have to find it and make it full screen again. That's what generally happens with me, at least. Yeah, I heard about that, Texas, man. I saw that on the news today, bro. What's up, Maestro? Alright guys, so yeah, that's about it for the gap ups. We can look at some gap downs like CODX, gapping down, CODX. So yeah, it was a registered direct offering for CODX. That's why it's down. So yeah, it was a registered direct offering. Common stock at $1.45 for CODX. Ericsson down, DFS is down, Discover Financial Services. Man, I'm surprised anybody still has a Discover card. EPZM is down. We can go look at that one and Discover, baby. So yeah, EPZM received FDA accelerated approval for their advanced epithelioid sarcoma treatment. So yeah, they received advanced FDA approval for EPZM. We could also look at Discover here, DFS. Price target was cut to $88 a share from $90 by Wells Fargo. It was also maintained at an equal weight. So yeah, it had Discover Financial's fourth quarter loan loss provision rise to $836 million. And I think that's what went down for Discover. But it also put out fourth quarter earnings yesterday that were better than expectations and revenue that was in line. I wonder why it's down so much then. It must be from... I'll go ahead and read this. This is from MT Newswires. It says, Discover Financial Services reported Thursday a fourth quarter loan loss provision of $836 million, up from $799 million in the prior quarter and higher than $800 million in the year ago period. Ending loans amounted to $95.9 billion, an increase from $92.49 billion in the third quarter and $90.51 billion in the December quarter. So I guess that's what's making it drop. We'll see. What's up, Tiny? Broadcom. That was it. Appreciate it, Futures. Thank you, brother. I get my news mostly from Thinkorswim, but a few other places too. Alright, what's up, Peter? What's up, man? How you doing, bro? Hope you're doing well. Alright, but yeah, that's what's going down today in the market. And this coronavirus is scaring people, apparently. See if we can find the recent coronavirus news. So the number of patients infected has gone up to 830, while the death toll from the virus has risen to 26. So yeah, it says, and this is from Kayakson, and it says, since December, health authorities in China, and this is all quoting, quote, since December, health authorities in China have been grappling with an outbreak of viral pneumonia that has sickened hundreds of people and killed 26 as of Thursday. The disease is thought to be caused by a previously unknown type of coronavirus that may have been spread to humans from animals at a now shuttered seafood market in the central Chinese city of Wuhan, where most of the cases have been diagnosed. There are cases that have been confirmed in Thailand, Vietnam, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, and the US. End quote. Oh, and my wife just said that they're testing for a case of the coronavirus at Texas A&M.
There's a kid who just came back from...
There's a kid who just came back from China.
Yeah.
And they're testing him for it.
Yeah.
So apparently they're testing for one in at Texas A&M too. There's a kid that just came back from China that they may think has it now, which is scary. Scary.
Well, he's not tested positive yet.
He hasn't tested positive yet. I do want to follow that up with just speculation. The service has been discontinued after being bought by Yahoo. Yeah, I heard that, but hey, Mark Cuban's doing his thing, man. I like Mark Cuban. I like to hang with y'all a bit on Friday since I go in at noon. Y'all are good company. Be blessed. Hey, you too, man. Thank you, sir. Oh no, Tiny. That's scary, man. Tiny said, yeah, the dude that got sick in the States lives in... I don't want to butcher that. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Where I live, which is 20 minutes north of Seattle. Yeah, scary, Tiny. Get out of there, you know? Nah, it'll be fine. We're all healthy. It's going to mostly negatively affect, like I said, kids, infants, and seniors. And so we're all fine.
It's actually been disproportionately affecting males.
Oh, it's also, my wife says it's also been disproportionately affecting males, apparently.
And people with pre-existing health conditions.
And people with pre-existing health conditions.
Parkinson's and diabetes.
Is what my wife says. So yeah, apparently, us guys are having trouble with it, you know. Hey, appreciate the sub. Gart, appreciate the sub, bro. Thaco, appreciate the sub. Adonis, thank you for the subscribes, guys. Welcome to the team. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the bell. We go live every weekday morning for free right here on YouTube. The best area and best YouTube channel for news, stock, trading, and live day trading. If you want to watch us, we do it for free every day. What's up, Sean? What's up, Patrick? My wife just gave me a bundle of vitamins with that news. You want to see this bundle of vitamins my wife just gave me? Look at this. You ready? Look at this. Look at this bundle of vitamins my wife just gave me. Honestly, what I find absolutely crazy is that our vitamins are sugar. Sugar vitamins. Hey, gummy vitamins. Kids will eat them. Yeah, but they have sugar in them. They're terrible. Sugar's bad. Sugar will cause you to get sick. We put sugar in our vitamins. Crazy, man. Absolutely absurd. Oh, no. I dropped that one. Nobody tell her. But yeah, our vitamins are sugar. You know, does that make any sense? It doesn't. You know, we're so used to taking sugar that we think it's normal. Gummy vitamins. It's like giving people cigarettes to help cure cancer. Makes no sense. Alright, but yeah, let's see where Mitch is. He might have joined, I might have just been late, and I don't have my Discord up, so I can't see. Oh, man. Those are so gross, man. Bye, buddy. I love you. Have a good day at school, bud. Alright. Oh, man. One of those vitamins was sour. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, man. It's just, it's ironic, is what it is. It's like we take sugar in our vitamins. You know, like I said, that's like giving people a cancer medicine that has a cigarette in it. You know what I mean? Makes no sense. Makes no sense, you know? But us, Americans, we love our sugar, you know? Honestly, I tried to give up sugar. The most sugar I probably get on my diet is probably in these vitamins. My daughter and I quit sugar like a week and a half ago. Well, we didn't quit because it's essentially impossible to quit nowadays. But we did... we quit desserts, basically, is what we did. Because there's really sugar in our bread, there's sugar in everything nowadays. But we quit sugar, we tried to quit as much processed sugar as we can, but again, I mean, they put that stuff in everything nowadays, so that's virtually impossible. But we tried, and we definitely quit desserts and sweets. except for these damn vitamins, you know. All right, we got SAEX. We got the SPY here, which is up. We'll see what happens with this. Worth a watch. We got Trail moving. We got a few other stuff moving. Let's see if there's any. Put options on some of these. What's up, Jonathan? What's up, bro? What's up, Jordan? Yeah, I try not to, man. Sugar, here's the thing, right? If you want to think about what's bad for humans, right? What is bad for humans? What's bad for humans is what our ancient ancestors did not have access to, right? If you think about what's generally bad for humans, anything that causes inflammation is bad. Basically, anything that our body is not used to is bad. And so what our ancient ancestors did not have access to is what is bad for humans, right? And so what did our ancient ancestors not have access to? They didn't have access to processed sugar. They didn't have access to white flour most of the time, right? And so that's stuff that causes inflammation, which is in turn causes cancer. It causes acne. It causes all this different stuff, right? And so you want to be healthier. Eliminate the stuff that our ancient ancestors did not have access to, and instead consume what they did have access to, which is like berries. That's why berries and fruits are so good for us, because that's what they had access to. They walked around picking berries and stuff. And so if you want to think about what's healthy for you, that's what's healthy for you, you know. And that's also, again, why sugar is bad. That's right. No more Honey Nut Cheerios, Kenny. Get out of here. You know. Alright. But yeah, we can go look at the market news. We haven't seen Mitch here. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the market news, and then we'll let Mitch handle that when he gets in here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and read the ETF preview. And this is quoting from MT Newswires, and it says, quote, U.S. stock futures were pointing higher ahead of the open, with market sentiment brightening following upbeat earnings from several semiconductor companies. INTC and Skyworks were higher in pre-market trading after strong financial results. And the economic news of the December flash reading for the Composite Purchasing Managers Index will be out at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time, so that's already out. What else we got? We got E-Trade, ETFC, reported net income of 76 per share in the fourth quarter, missing analyst estimates of 83 cents per share by Capital IQ, and down from $1.06 per share from a year earlier. That's ETFC. So yeah, it's down. Missed its analyst estimates for its net income for ETFC. So that's worth a watch. NEE rose after reporting strong fourth quarter adjusted earnings per share for NEE, but wait, it also is down some because it missed the consensus compiled by Capital IQ for $1.48. So it's actually had worse than expected results for NEE. Going down to commodities, we've got crude oil that's down 0.5%. The U.S. Oil Fund is down 0.4%. Natural gas is down 2.3%. And the U.S. Natural Gas Fund is down 2.7%. Gold is up 0.4%. The Spider Gold Trust is down 0.2%. Silver is down 0.2%. And the iShares Silver Trust is down 0.1%. eHealth is up. EHTH is up after it reported fourth quarter revenue of $257.5 million. What else we got? And that's about it. And so that's all quoting. Some of it was quoting from MT Newswires. But yeah, we'll see what happens today, guys. Disney closed Shanghai location. But yeah, for sure. And that's like I was saying, guys. If you want to know what's bad for you, oh, my bad. I accidentally typed Disney in the chat. Oh, well. If you want to know what's bad for you, just think about what our ancient ancestors did not have access to, right? Processed sugar, white flour, all causes inflammation. And inflammation is what causes everything that's wrong with humans, right? Cancers, acne, sickness, you know, lowers your immunity. What's up, Ben? I got 2 Bens. What's up, Bens? I'm just gonna call you all the Bens in here. Hey, what's up, Ben? Hey, thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, it should be a fun day, guys. Let's do this. We got 20 minutes left. I'm gonna drink some more coffee here. I've been slacking on my coffee. Also, guys, don't forget, hit that like button. Let's try to get over 100 likes again today. We are at 27. We got 3 dislikes. Hey, I appreciate you guys too, because it's all engagement on my videos. If you really don't realize, dislikes help channels too, honestly. So if you hate us, hit the dislike button. You know, let's hear it. If you love us, hit the like button. Let's bring it up to over 100. We appreciate all the support. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do this live for free. If you want to watch somebody day trade that doesn't claim to be experts or gurus and just kind of shows you what it's like to day trade the market, hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every day. Please come to India. I would, man. That sounds expensive, bro. Not India itself, but the plane ride over there. I got kids, man. I can't just leave to go to India, bro. I would if I could. Trust me. Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. Ben, I know you saw that on, what is it? What's the guy that argues everything? What's up, Canakin? Adam Ruins Everything is where you saw that on. But it's absolutely true. Kellogg's was actually started from that. And mouthwash was started from a floor cleaner, apparently. Thank you, Adam Ruins Everything. Roku, I got you, James. And yeah, Listerine was actually a floor cleaner, believe it or not. Before it was a mouthwash, but yeah. So Roku, I think this is really interesting on Roku, James. I don't know which way it's going, and so I don't want to claim to know which way it's heading because I don't, right? But I think let me delete some of these levels really quick. I think this is really interesting on Roku. Look at this slowly converging trend line, right? I don't know if that one's good, but that looks interesting. You know, maybe even, this trend line looks interesting as well. So, point is, I like the range here between 140 and 125, obviously. I think if it breaks the up or downside of that, to look at it a little bit on a more closer, shorter term basis. What else we got? I think the levels from yesterday are super interesting as well. Specifically 134. It looks good. 134 and 135. I like that range. Really nice flag breakouts too. If you look at a shorter term move here, look at the flag breakouts for Roku. Nice little flag breakouts there too. So a lot of interesting stuff with Roku. Doesn't really fade and bounce the best, but interesting flag breakouts. I think those are solid. Hey, what's up, Darren? Appreciate you joining. Why does it never alert me? I don't hear any sound when that happens, Bo, but I appreciate that, Darren. Shout out to my man, Darren. Welcome to the family, brother. Appreciate you becoming a member, man. Becoming a member, like, we do have perks for our members. We put out some kind of insider stuff where you kind of we kind of show you what our stats are, break them down a little bit more thoroughly for our members, and maybe show you the strategies that we've been implementing in the market that have worked and that haven't worked for us. But the truth is, we're just a free resource and community here. We are not experts. We are not gurus. And we're always going to keep this live stream plus our weekend videos free. And becoming a member, it's $4.99. It's really just a great way to help support our free content. And so I appreciate the support, Darren. I really do. Thank you, brother. Yeah, right. The floors never had cavities. 100%, man. I love the logic. There's Mitch. We got him in here. All right, let's get him in here. All right, we got Mitch in here. Let's see what Mitch's thoughts on the market are today. Let me fix this so we can actually see it. There we go. So let me lower my music, guys, and then I will turn Mitch's volume up. Hey, Josh, appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the support, bro. Shout out to Josh becoming a member. Same thing, man. We appreciate the support, brother. Welcome to the family. Also, guys, I don't know if you know this, but if you are a member, you get access to the coveted. John, Mitch, and Carol emojis. You know, there they are. Hey, what's up, Jacob? But yeah, there's the link. Or there's the emojis, guys. You can use the emojis. But yeah, shout out to my man, Josh, for becoming a member. Thank you, bro. I did see that, right? I don't see it anymore. It doesn't show it in my events. But shout out to Josh, too. It should pop up. Yeah, there he goes. What's up, Josh? Appreciate the sub, man. Appreciate the becoming a member, brother. So Jonathan, I actually will be doing that. I actually have a backlog of all my trades, right? I have a backlog of all my trades, and I'm posting all the trades I got into after the stream tomorrow, or not tomorrow actually. I'm posting those tomorrow, so I'm posting them. I'm posting those this weekend, and so I did make a video. I'm also talking about my different style and my different trading style now, because I did kind of change my style a little bit. Alright. Man, I keep seeing these. Hey, appreciate the sub, Nico. What's up, bro? Appreciate the sub, man. Welcome to the team, bro. Whoa, volume's going crazy. Whoa.
It's just a glitch.
There you are, Mitch. What's up, bro? There you are, man. My bad, man. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, volume. It's been glitchy morning.
Yeah.
From my platform also.
Plus, look, my hair is invisible. Let me fix that. All right, Mitch. I'm done with mine, man. So go ahead. I'll finish.
You got green hair?
Nah, it's invisible. Oh, kinda. Yeah. I got chart hair. What I've always wanted. You know. I've got candlestick hair. You know.
All right, traders. Good morning. How we doing out there? I want to call everybody out in the chat today. Normally, I do this a little bit later, but I want to call you guys out. If you guys want to go ahead and continue running through some great news, I'm going to start busting through some news. I know someone talked about Roku. I already found some good news on that. So definitely smash that like button, guys. That definitely, we appreciate this. This helps support the channel. I want to see this go ahead and jump on up, man. We don't need too much to get to 100. Let's see if we can get it today before 9:20.
Yes, sir.
All right.
We also got, oh, my bad for interrupting you, but we got 2 members today, too. We got Josh and we got, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. We got Josh and we got, man, who was the other one? Darren. We got Josh and Darren. So shout out to Josh and Darren becoming a member of our channel. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. And go ahead, Mitch. My bad.
Good morning, Jonathan. Good morning, Ben. Good morning, Texas. Good morning, Canna. What's up, Canna? How we doing? We got James in the house. OG in the house. Welcome to the team, Darren. We got Sean over here, Texas. Where you guys at? If you guys are in the chat, say hello. Boss Mom. The boss and the mom are here.
Yes, sir. Or yes, ma'am.
We always support entrepreneurs. Definitely. Welcome to the team. All right, guys. So one of the great things is I'm really try to bust through some news that you guys wouldn't normally pay attention to. So, Netflix is really, been going up and down here. We've been kind of battling here. One of the things that I always speak about with Netflix, Roku, and the streamers are mainly going to be, I've already kind of made this knowledge known to others, but I think what's the important part is understanding that at the end of the day, I think US growth and subscriber rate is eventually going to have to slow down. That's just normal because the market there's so many players in the market the market's going to become what's called oversaturated. And then, so this is when you're going to see the slowdowns in growth. And I think that a lot of these companies, like let's say Disney, Comcast, these new companies that are stepping in, HBO, and stepping into the streaming business, are going to run into problems of not capturing enough of the market share that they think they would have captured. Why? Because of the slowing growth rate that's in the United States. So where I think the players that are going to do well in this industry are the ones that are going to do well internationally. Because if you're kind of trapped in your growth in the US, but your international growth is doubling, tripling every single year, that's going to keep your earnings up, even though your growth is slowing down in the United States. So I think that's very important for Roku and Netflix. If you look, Roku actually came out with news about 2 days ago. They released that they were going to start kind of working into Latin America. And on Tuesday, they announced that they had a streaming partner, and they released Roku-enabled TVs in Brazil. So they're working with AOC, a TV company, to bring Roku TVs to Brazil. I think this is very important, as they already are trying to expand in kind of Asia and keep working kind of the international market. I think this is where, if you're a streamer that already has some market share, you have some room to gain some. And so I think this is really good news for Roku. If there's anything that I wanted to see Roku do, it was focus on international growth, because that's what Netflix, I feel, is focusing on. And I think that's very important. I got some even interesting facts on Netflix. Did you guys know that the international version is only $3 a month?
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm paying like 20.
Yeah, no, the real key to that one is they're doing that on purpose. That's a price point that they feel anyone should join.
Yeah.
And so what is that to do? That's just to gain market share, put themselves out there in international, in Europe, in Latin America. And if you really, I've seen it because I've seen it on Netflix. The amount of like Spanish options that are on Netflix now.
There's tons, man.
It's such a massive amount that I think they are going to gain that market share. So that's what I see in Roku. That's what I see in Netflix. I'm actually looking at Roku on a bullish sense. I think they could break out of this symmetrical triangle, hold these 130s, and maybe make an attempt towards 150s. I'll be looking for this one more on a bullish, but now you guys understand why I feel this one's bullish. It's because I feel they're making the right business decisions at the right time and focusing in the right areas in their business.
I agree. I like Roku. My dad's even talking about Roku, and my dad is... I love my dad, but he does not know anything about technology. And so, my dad doesn't even have his voicemail set up, but he knows about Roku. And so, that's market share.
Yeah, Jonathan, I use a Fire Stick also, but hey, at the end of the day, I think they have their play in the market. They have their TVs that help. I think the TV idea is actually a good idea. I'm actually surprised that Netflix never really took over this area. I know Amazon stepped into this and created the Fire TVs to compete with Roku and the Roku TVs. So I was surprised that Netflix never came out with a Netflix TV, but I think this will help them get some market share internationally. A lot of people internationally will buy a TV if it costs the same amount with a smart TV having the Roku in it. I think they'll make that decision. So it's going to be interesting to see. All right, guys, for our earnings reports, let's go really quickly. So we got Intel. That's probably the best news of the day. That's not really an earnings news, but you saw a total forecast revenue in Intel of 19 billion. What I'm seeing in the tech industry is a lot of kind of stocks in the tech industry were giving kind of a lower guidance towards the end of the year. And then you're seeing now that they're revising those guidance and they're revising their 2020. They're looking strong. I think a lot of it had to do with the pressures being relieved of the tariffs. A lot of people think that, hey, we got phase one done. phase 2 is on the way. And if phase 2 gets completed, that's still going to help the tech companies get more release and kind of security with the IPS kind of stealing from China and intellectual property and stuff like that. That was the main concern with tech companies, and they're really starting to make their way back. All right, guys. So earnings, I like E-Trade. E-Trade actually had a miss.
Yep. Went over that one.
ETFC.
Yep.
Yeah, I like this one just because I don't know if you guys remember, but when this one went to no commissions is when it had this big drop. And I'm not gonna lie, I tried to short it a couple times down here. And one of the big things why I felt I wanted to short it is that I didn't feel that they were going to be able to make up their earnings. And now that we're back up here, up where the earnings were last time, and it just didn't kind of surprise or beat, I think this is really going to start heading down, at least closer towards that $40 range. So I'll be looking on the downside for ETFC at least today. Other than that, I don't really have too much news. We can talk about some kind of interesting news. I don't know if you have anything else to go over, John.
Oh no, I'm finished. I already did the main news as well, brother.
Okay.
So you're good, man.
Well, it's our fun topic of the day I'll talk about real quick is Wells Fargo CEO gets a lifetime banking ban, and executives fined $55 million in sales fraud. This is really old, kind of where it came from, but the actual release was released by the United States Department of Treasury Office on Thursday. And the former CEO of Wells Fargo, John Stumpf, has agreed to a lifetime industry ban for his role in the sales fraud at the bank. And so this is really interesting. This was something that happened with high pressure. I think I see this a lot of the times with companies that create kind of incentive plans that are just not attainable. They might sound really great, when you can have kind of these crazy bonuses offered to you, but if they're unattainable, then what it creates is just an unrealistic expectation. Just like you sometimes run into with trading and gurus. They create this unrealistic expectation, and then you have to try to live up to it. Yep. And if you can't live up to it, what ends up happening is you stress yourself so much that you end up hurting yourself, and hurting yourself by mentally is not going to help you sell more, especially if you're trying to kind of pressure sell. Yeah. I know I've been in selling conditions, and it's always best when you have support and not pressure. Because you can believe in your own selling abilities and just kind of talk to people versus try to sell them. When you try to sell people a lot of the times will be able to catch this. And if you're able to just be honest with people and just kind of sell the product because you believe in the product and the service, you're going to do a lot better. 100%. So I think that's what the story here is, kind of just to put out there, I just thought it was really interesting. There's always going to be these kind of bank pressures. So always understand that if you're in kind of investment and stuff like that, you shouldn't be really being pressured by the institution wherever you're going on your investments. So they should kind of support you. You should feel confident and happy in your investments and not feel pressured. So if you have, a broker out there that's pressuring you to do this, do that, or an investor or even a friend that's telling you to do this or that, understand that at the end of the day, we got to make our own decisions and we got to live with them. So the best way to approach things is to approach it in a kind of always risk management approach. And understand that there's always people trying to lean us to one direction. So if we can go with our own kind of instinctual decisions, it's always going to be better.
Yep. Yeah, and I think it goes back to a good point, which is that when you get started trading, and everybody may hate me for saying this, but when you get started trading, you have, just like Mitch said, you have to have realistic expectations for it. If you think you're going to save up $1,000 and then turn that into $50,000 in a month, you got some unrealistic expectations, brother. And that's the problem with the trading culture, is that it's very unrealistic. Like, for most people, you're going to lose money for a solid year, at least. And so be prepared for it. If you're just getting started trading, be prepared for that. Understand that it's a skill that's going to take a long time to develop. And like I said, have the realistic expectations. There's the bell. Y'all want to see one that's popping off really quick here? NNVC. NNVC. Let me pull my window up in Tefs. I had a green day yesterday, only like $40 though, but let me see what I got. Let me see what my count's at.
All right, let's do it, guys.
I am at 241,596, so I'm at 1,600. Not bad. But yeah, like Mitch said, you gotta have realistic expectations for trading. Since Mitch is gonna be trading mostly the open, I'm gonna put him up. Put your trading window up, brother.
I got you.
Okay. Let me throw Mitch up.
Attention.
Oh no, you're good. Let's see.
All right, guys. You guys let me know if you guys see anything rip out. That's one of the things I've been trying to work on the most is the view out bounce plays.
Yeah, they've been pretty profitable lately, I think. Look at NNVC, guys. NNVC, INTC, Intel ripping up.
I like CrowdStrike right now.
CRWD.
Had a down day yesterday, so looking for this pullback to come here closer towards 62, and I could risk right underneath it towards the 90s. I'm only gonna take 100 shares if I do take this one.
Look at Intel. Intel's ripping up. NNVC ripped up a little bit at the open. BYND, same thing.
All right. I'm gonna put an order out here at 6205s.
We got AMD.
Huge spread, just to warn everybody out there. Huge spread.
We got AMD ripping up a little bit too. Let's see what NVAX is doing. So NVAX is dropping. You said ENPH?
Good rip out.
We got to be careful saying rip, bro. People get mad at us, man. You know.
Yeah.
Apparently, rip is a very specific word that we can't use unless it actually happens, bro. You know. Nah, I'm joking. Somebody got mad at me. I don't know if you were here, but they got mad at me for saying rip because they were like, it moved up, but it didn't rip up. But yeah, so we can't say rip, bro. You know, it's. I told him rip is subjective, man. Your definition of rip may differentiate between what I call rip. You know.
I think that's just not an understanding of what a parabolic and a rip is.
Yeah.
A rip is when it breaks the range.
Yeah.
A parabolic move is kind of like, think about it. It's an unreasonable move.
Yeah.
And so that's the difference. A stock can rip and not be unreasonable. It could be a measured rip.
Right. Yeah, I see my definition of rip, it just means it moves up really quickly. Parabolic for me is when the stock is moving up at a faster rate. As it gets higher and higher, it starts to move up at a faster and faster rate, and so the parabolic curve gets more vertical and vertical as it moves higher and higher.
I'm going to try to get 36 here for EMPH.
Appreciate the sub. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the sub. Remember, guys, hit that subscribe button.
If I do get in at 36, I'll risk off of 30s.
Yeah, Trail's ripping up too. I like Trail.
Looking for a quick pullback here, EMPH.
We got AMD pulling back a little bit.
AMRN down for the day. Let's see what's moving. All right, 3/4 of my thing on red right now, so looking for red to green moves, stuff like that. APHA down on the day pretty significantly. So maybe look at the cannabis sector, see if it's gonna start pulling back here.
See you, Tiny. Have a good day.
Look interesting. Let me see the daily on Cron. Okay, daily on CGC. Probably CGC I like the most. I'm gonna see if it fails to break out here. All right, guys, just got filled here for EMPH. I think it's a great entry.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I liked is that I put it out there and it was just like, I'll get in exactly at that point. Because at least I can measure my risk accordingly here. Looks great. Good reaction up there to 47s. If we can get above 50s, I'll look to sell a little bit.
What's up, Shreep?
Got to hold towards that 30. Don't want to see 29s fill here.
Yeah, BYND pulled back to the VWAP, had a really nice bounce play off of that opening range, like I talk about a lot. It's BYND's one that I don't really trade that much. Mitch trades it a little bit more, but the reason I liked BYND's bounce there, James, is because one of my favorite conditions for the VWAP bounce is when the pre-market high and the VWAP line up to roughly the same area, and you can use that as risk. Not risk necessarily.
There you go, guys. There you go. Look at that breakout. Beautiful here.
Yeah, that's solid, man. Looks good. Look at that.
All right, selling 150 there, guys. The rest of it will hold break even, set the stop, look for another trade here.
Nice trade, brother.
I'm going to set the stop at 34s. Okay, so if we could pull back a little bit, but I want to focus on other trades, really. I already nailed this one. It's already done. All right, guys, let's go ahead and focus all around here. I'm going to go ahead and start looking. I'm seeing a good flip there, CGC. Might take an attempt here at 80s. I'm just seeing how APHA went down 4% at the open. CGC faked out to go long 3 times there. I'll take the VWAP reject.
Yeah, Anthony, just make sure to study, Anthony. Remember, it might be tempting to use live money as a brand new trader, and you can, but my suggestion is to find your strategy and niche first. But yeah, look at BYND, Mitch, that VWAP level. I think James is attacking this one right now. That VWAP level and that pre-market high is all at the same spot right now for that bounce.
Nice breakout, guys. We're breaking out through the 60s now, up there above 63s, 65s. Looking good here on EMPH breakout. Gonna hold the rest of the shares break even. Look for it to get close to $1. If I can get close to $1, that would be great. That'll be another $50-$30 on 50 shares. Let's let it work.
SPY's down today too, but I see a lot of stuff ripping up. No, I see a lot of stuff moving up, I should say. There you go. There's the high of the day break.
There you go. Looking great, guys. Might have been able to grab a little bit more, but when the EMPH, you got to be careful with the spread. You see how the spread right now is about 6-7 cents. So.
Oof, man. James, I hope you're okay with BYND. That one just reversed quick, man. Very quick reversal. It's one of the scarier things about trading the open is this type of stuff happens, but man, that was quick.
Yeah, I just don't trust that stock. Whenever I have a really bad biased feel, I don't trust it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like BYND at all. I haven't traded it much. I actually love the setup though, so I can't say I didn't love the setup. That's my A+ setup. But I think that's what is also kind of causing the squeeze is that once it breaks that level, everybody's just piling out of that thing.
Don't want to kind of interrupt, but Roku red to green move, that's looking strong. Just to give you guys a heads up on maybe a potential bounce that's coming.
Yeah.
All right, I think CGC is going to bounce up here, guys. This is when we can go ahead and kind of understand that, hey, we shouldn't break above this 2485s. I don't mind getting here 2480s or 2478, risking off 85s, 10 cents, something like that.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that 75 entry, that 85 risk, 10 cents, really easy. Then you got like a 25-cent reward down to that low of the day at 24.50.
Yep, and you know what I keep seeing? APHA going down, now down 6%, almost 7%. And so that gives me kind of the signal that, hey, what if CGC is the laggard today and going to come start bringing it down? Because it looks like APHA is leading the cannabis sector down today. And you look at APHA and you can clearly see that's a significant down pull from the breakout that it tried to have over 6.
Hey guys, we got 295 people. We need 5 more to bring it up to 300. Let's do it. We got 5 more people, guys. So let's bring it up to 300. If not, I mean, we basically had it anyway, but.
All right, guys. Might get stopped out on this down pull of EMPH, but I put out a significant order below this. So I think it's going to hold here and bounce back. We could try to take another attempt to a bounce. Second attempt to the bounce here, but I think it's just a little bit too much risk for kind of an unnecessary add here. So I'm just going to let the rest of those shares work. AMRN bringing itself back up here. We'll watch that one to see if it reverses. CGC's never popping up there. I think it's just going to get hit here through the 50s. Space at the VWAP bounce, but this has not done pretty well for the VWAP bounce. So be careful with this one. It does full range moves.
So Todd, you traded BYND at long or short, Todd? If you got in long, or no, if you got in short, nice work. If you got in long, no stress. It looked good, but it just that big down candle. I think that big down candle squeezed everybody out. Unfortunately, that was long on it. Roku pulled a red to green. Hey, appreciate the sub, Chris. What's up, bro? Appreciate it, man. AMD pulling back to the VWAP. SPY pulling down to that low.
Space reversing here, but I don't trust it.
CTC pulling back to the VWAP. There it is. It's right at that 71 level, 75 now.
I'm watching her.
INTC. Yeah, I'm watching Intel today. Doesn't look horrible.
Need to see it reject off of 85 here and come right back down.
Ooh, yeah, INTC ripping up today. Damn.
Significant amount of shares. There's a 5,000 and a 6,000 share that just went through at 83 and 84 for CGC.
If INTC can pull back to 67.50, it looks really interesting. I mean, it has a huge range today, though, and so you would have to take the appropriate small share size if you're going to trade it, just because the range is monstrous today. I mean, INTC, which is Intel, has a range of $4.
Be careful with CGC, guys. It just squeezed out.
Yeah, look at that big squeeze. Oh, you avoided that one, sir.
MPH got me out, guys, and it VWAP bounced. It washed me out. If you see that washout, that's why you sometimes stops will hurt you.
Yeah.
That's what happened in the MPH there.
Yeah, I had somebody
wasn't even paying attention to it.
Yeah, I had somebody yesterday ask me why I don't set hard stops, and that was my response, was that a lot of the time it's just really easy to get faked out. But if you're trying to manage two different trades, I still suggest setting them. But that's what, like, it's happened to me so much too, where it's like the stock pushes up, stops me out, and then immediately goes right back down. It's the most frustrating thing in the world, you know.
Yeah.
But the market makers, they know what they're doing, you know.
All right.
Look at AMD. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Expecting to see an extension here for AMRN. We could look for a VWAP bounce play. It's starting to do a red to green.
You made almost $1. Nice. Nice work, Todd. Good trade, brother.
There's EMPH ripping out. Just trap me out. It happens sometimes. One that's looking good for a fade. MU.
Yeah.
CRWD bouncing there.
I'm looking at AMD too. If AMD pulls the fake out fade, I might take a little bit. Look at INTC for the bounce play. It's just got a huge range though, man. Just a monstrous range for INTC. But it is pulling back to the VWAP after building some strong resistance and support levels to base your trade off of. So I'm considering INTC here. Not one I generally trade, but it's just got a big range right now. And it looks very strong. Pull back to the VWAP looks interesting. You could risk off of 67.35.
Sounds crazy, but I think Tesla's a fade today.
Oh. Yeah, Tesla did fade.
Yeah, I think you still got another one, another attempt.
Is everything on your screen a bunch of different softwares, or is there a part of one thing? So this is a little bit of everything. So the left side of my screen, Anthony, is scanners, right? So these scanners on the left side just tell me what's moving. So we got new daily high breaks, high of the day breaks with momentum stocks, big volume and low float stocks, VWAP fade, so just stocks that are crossing over and under the VWAP, and stocks that are up in the last 5 minutes. That's what my screen is showing you. Is the left side is just scanners. It's just showing you the best stocks that are moving. And they're trade idea scanners, and so I'll post that link if anybody wants to check them out. You could use promo code BT15 and get 15% off. So let me sell out real quick now that I'm announcing that. but yeah, and then the right side of the screen is just Mitch trading. His charting, I believe, is from TC 2000, and then the very right side, so this part right here, is his executing platform. So it's where he buys and sells his shares, but they're all a different platform. So like the right side is TEFs, the middle is TC 2000, and then the left side is trade ideas.
All right, guys, I'm starting to like this AMRN. When we push above this 2075, I want to see it come back to VWAP.
I'm looking at Roku here.
Looks interesting, that chart. CGC bounced pretty well, but I wouldn't trust that. I didn't like it.
I'm looking at Roku with the risk of 134.20s. It needs to pull back a little bit more, which we might not get. Same thing with ooh, look at MU's fade.
You know which ones are getting hit today?
Which ones?
And it's because of this the flu or the corona.
Which ones?
The airlines. Look at the airlines. Remember yesterday they were strong?
Yeah.
Watch how they're just breaking down nasty today.
Oof.
That's the virus right there. That's a virus scare. That's a play today. You look at all of them. UAL, AAL, the strongest one from yesterday, all fading.
Yep.
Save, love, all of them.
The two I'm looking at right now is Roku. Look at Roku here. If it can pull back a little bit more, I might take like a very, very small position. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take it. 10 shares. What can it hurt? I'm risking $7, and this trade's really about $10, but I'm in with 10 shares. I gotta trade small that first hour. So. But I like Roku because it could pull a red to green and just continue to rip. The previous closing price is also underneath it here. CGC might pull a fake out fade. I can put myself up since I'm just in this little baby trade for now. If you guys want to see me, I'm just in with 10 shares. Like I said, that first hour and a half, I gotta just take it small if I am gonna trade, and so that's what you see me doing here. My risk here is 138.86 or so, about $10 risk, very small. There goes INTC bouncing a little bit early, but that's what I was looking for. Just didn't quite pull back to the VWAP enough, and BYND's pulling back to the VWAP here too. But look at the fade on MU. That was a solid fade.
I had that feeling.
Yeah, man. That one. Look at those 3 red candles. Those last 3, man. Just big drops. CGC might pull back too to the fake out fade, but it's still a little sideways for me.
Another one fading potentially is ATVI. That looks good. ATVI has a good amount of room there. One that cracked today, you could look to see if it's going to continue on the downside, is Space. It did crack pretty hard there at 1860s, but I ran into trouble with this one trying to trade it yesterday. Kept faking me out, so trying to hold off on it today. Crowd. Remember CrowdStrike?
Yeah.
Good VWAP bounce there. That one does good VWAP bounces, guys. It has a tough range to tackle. Usually you need to risk about 20 to 30 cents. But I recommend if you know how to use a 20 to 30 cent range, it's a really good stock that keeps trends. So essentially, when it makes the breakouts, it usually pulls back measured and continues going. Look at the daily chart on CRWD. This one's really reversed. The IPO trying to come back towards 65s and 70s. All right, guys, this is where I want to see that volume just stack in here and start breaking out AMRN. We'll see what happens. Tesla making a move back to VWAP.
Oh, also, guys, I'm getting a new logo designed for beginner trading. I'm having my buddy do it, but if y'all want to go check out a cool site for logos, I'll post his website. Go check it out. But yeah, he's the one doing my logos. Hopefully, should be a cool logo. But yeah, I think the old logo, it's time to move on from that one. So I'll let you guys know.
There it goes. There's AMRN past the 75s. So now we're looking for a pullback towards 2070s or 2067s.
Yeah, there goes BYND. Beautiful VWAP bounce, man. I could have taken bigger sizing, but I think that the way my trading has gone, especially yesterday was a great day. I had like 4 green day trades and like 1 losing trade, maybe 2 losing trades. But I think that my stats and my results are definitely showing that later morning plays are the best for me. So I got to just have that patience. All right, so we got a good question in the chat. Anthony says, how much money would you recommend to start trading? I want to start ASAP and don't want to bring too little money into the game. So here's the thing, Anthony, and I'm going to tell you this, and I'm probably the only person in the trading world that will tell you this, right? You're going to lose money. Doesn't matter where you go. Your first account, you're certainly going to lose that. I know it may not be fun to hear, but don't trade with any money that you're not willing to lose, because you will almost guaranteed lose your first account, right? And that's okay. It's necessary to lose to a certain extent, because you're going to have to build rules around the mistakes you made, right? So you make mistakes and then you build rules to avoid those mistakes, and it has to burn a little bit or you're not going to care about building rules, right? And so trade with whatever money that you're okay with losing if you are going to get started trading. My suggestion, if you're brand new, Anthony, is to get a paper trading platform and take the time to build a niche, build a style, learn to trade, right? Then once you're ready, you have a strategy and a style. You have a price range and a sector of stocks that you like trading and a niche of trading. Then you can transition to real money. But my suggestion is to start with paper. I wouldn't rush to real money until you at least know what kind of style you have in the market. And that's my suggestion.
All right, guys, trying to get in an AMRN here on the pullback closer towards 2070. Thinking about taking it up here, but it would be extended from VWAP, and I want to stick to the strategy, so I'm going to hold off, look for the closer towards VWAP entry.
Did you get into TNXP? I got into Roku with a tiny share size, though. I'm just kind of having a little bit of fun with this one, because really I don't try to trade that first hour.
I don't know why, but I feel like trading like 5 shares of Tesla and shorting it at VWAP.
The dragon, bro. The dragon, man. Honestly, it faded really nice earlier, though. I will say that. It faded really nice, and it's kind of fading again right now. Really.
I'm a savage.
The dragon, you know.
All right, guys. Just got in some right here in AMRN.
All right, I'll throw you back up.
Right there at VWAP. That's what I wanted to do. At least when you get in at the right entries, you can always look back at your trades and just be kind of satisfied with how you set them up. And I think that's a big importance of trading. It's not necessarily the results you guys get, but how you set up and took the trade.
Yeah.
I think that's vital to, a lot of traders need to kind of learn that first. All right, saw a good amount of volume piled in there. Looking for maybe a little add here closer towards 67s and 65s, but we got to hold off this 62. All right, gonna hold for 1 second here, see if it holds 65s. If we can hold 65s, I can hit an add here, but I'm gonna give it a second to hold. Yep, I like that hold. Let it test 65 one more time. You don't see the break, I'm gonna hit the add. Okay, now let's see if I can get 67. better price.
All right, so Roku had a good bounce. If I was trading with bigger share size, I probably would have jumped out already. But we can let it test here. I mean, it's getting close to my risk, but it's $10. Ooh, look at CGC's fake out fade. Pretty.
VWAP reject. I wouldn't call it a fake out fade. That's up to you. You can see the pattern differently. Very trappy a little bit. Order out sitting there at 68s. So a small pullback would get me filled, and I'll take some more shares. So I got some in on this red candle, looking to get some more in right here, and then I could still hold towards my risk.
All right, so we got Roku. It's at 134.20s.
Looking good here.
So we're testing the risk level. Like I said, I'm risking about $10 in this Roku trade. We're testing 134 now. I think I can let it come down to that 134.87 level in the ask, and then I'll get out.
Okay, the one that I'm getting tempted to short is LUV. I would like to let it bounce one more time to 58. I could risk right above it at 65, 67s.
All right, so there's the breakdown. Yeah, I think I gotta get out here. 75s. Yeah, I'm gonna get out. Yeah, so $12 loss. Small scale. What else we got? So you mean the upper band in the VWAP? Yeah, I mean, everybody's a little bit different. What's up, the most high? What's up, brother? Some people prefer stops, and just like Mitch and I were talking about earlier, some people don't, because you can get faked out so much with stops, right? They can go up, tap your stop, and then fake you out, and that's happened a lot before. And so I just set mental stops. I think if you're not gonna watch the trade, you can't set mental stops. But I think if you're sitting there staring at the chart and your P&L, and you can have your hand over the cover button as it tests your risk level, I think that's perfectly fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think as you progress as a trader, you're going to realize that even if people don't do it your way, it's not the only way, and that other people can have successful ways of approaching the market. Also, to put it into perspective, it's not that Mitch and I don't set stop losses, is that we don't set hard stops. We don't actually set them. We just use mental stops and have our hand over the cover button as the stock approaches that level. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that necessarily.
Yeah, and what I would say is to that is I only agree if you are going to set a stop, it should be because you've already taken profits, and then at that level you just don't want to lose anything else. You're okay with that standard. Because at the end of the day, guys, I mean, the stops is going to be up to you guys, but we both have seen our stops get hit by market makers. And so that's why we're trying to advise you to it. So that if you do put a stop, what I do is normally I put it at a level that I really cannot see the stock cross that line, because that's going to help me out and give me confidence in the trade that, hey, I've already taken a good amount. If it crosses that line, I can't even be in this stock. So, I definitely agree with stops.
Yeah, for sure. We need stops are necessary, but hard stops aren't. And that's what you can
And
have
it
hard
needs
stops.
to be far. What I'm trying to say is that you can't put it at your risk.
Right. Exactly.
If you put it there, you're gonna look down and get mad.
Right.
It's gonna stop you out and then go up 20 cents. You're gonna be like, what?
Yeah. And that happens a ton. And that's the reason you set risk levels, because that's the major support and resistance on a chart. And so stocks actually have to test those levels. And if you don't let them test, like Mitch says, you're going to be mad. You're going to be upset because it's going to test that level, hold as resistance or support like you wanted it to, and then go right back down. Yeah, you could also check out, Anthony, you could check out the World Series of Day Trading. That starts next month, and it's a fun, free competition that you can enter. I think it's a great middle ground where it's not necessarily the full pressure of trading real money, but it's not paper trading either, where you don't have any emotion. And so I think it's a good middle ground that gives you some pressure, but not the full extent of a live account. And so you can check that out in the chat. It's free to enter and apply to, and it starts next month. It goes on for 6 days, during which they give you a free demo account to trade with, and the traders that do the best with that demo account in those 6 days win free packages. And it's completely free, like I said. So check it out. There's the link in the chat as well.
All right, gonna let this try to break out through the 2080s, and then we could take some profit and do the same thing we did with the other one. Just let it work. If it continues moving on up, AMRN does have a potential $21 breakout, so I'm gonna be looking for it to break through the 80s, head towards 21. We'll be looking for LUV to break down. Tesla looks like it's finally going to get hit, but we'll see. I think it needs to get hit right here. If it comes back to 570s, I would not short that third fade. That third fade is dangerous on Tesla. I will let you guys know that one.
Yeah, for sure. Todd says,
third fade could hurt.
Yeah, man. Todd says, saying I don't have a stop is like saying I have unlimited risk. Yeah, it's like saying I don't have a gas light in my car. That's what saying I don't have a stop is. You have a stop, whether you realize it or not. You have a stop loss. Whether that stop loss is your account going to zero or you setting a defined area as your stop loss, you're gonna have a stop loss. One is better than the other, obviously, though. Everybody has a stop loss. It just depends on where it is. And again, it's like saying I don't have a gas light. You certainly do. And if you keep driving without thinking you need one, then your car's about to die.
I don't know about you, John, but I feel like, we've been having a little bit more trouble not getting the fade as often, or kind of completing the fade. So, and then, what's interesting? I'm seeing it today. You got the MU one. Look at the ATVI one also. I like that one. So ATVI is as good as it gets.
That one is solid. But what I really think it is, just to show everybody this real quick, I'm gonna put my screen up for a second. What it really is, guys, is that if you look at the SPY or you look at any of this other stuff, we've been very choppy. It's been sideways for the most part lately at the open. Today, not so much, and we have a few fades today, but a lot of the time it's just been choppy at the open. The SPY in the market essentially hasn't been respecting the VWAP that first hour. It's part of the reason why I'm pushing my time frame back, and maybe today was a better time to do it because the SPY is actually maintaining a downward trend, and we do have fades, and really the SPY is faded today. We got BYND, Tesla, ATVI, like you said, looks good. MU faded really nice, and so we did have a few, but especially that first hour, I've just not been having good success with it, and I think a lot of it has to do with the overall market. And I think that maybe something I should also consider here is that maybe instead of just pushing back and saying I'm going to wait and trade after that first hour, I should probably just observe the SPY to see how choppy it is. But I also think that I have to wait a little while and let it pick a direction first. And I think that's what I've been running into with my trouble in trading, is that I'm used to the SPY picking a direction. And so when it stays and maintains a choppy neutral trend that's really hard to predict, then I'm just getting stopped out of fades and bounces,
Agreed. I definitely seen it, and it's not that we don't get them, but a lot of times we only get the first, what I call the first fade, which is just a bounce and a quick washout, and then we get a lot of red to green moves in this market, and so that's the trouble. That's the trouble move with the fade is the red to green move.
Right. Exactly. That's the worst case scenario is when it pulls the red to green and just rips up, which happens. Like look at Roku today. Same thing.
Yeah.
But even Roku sideways, you know.
Looking one to crack VWAP here. LUV. LUV is in an ascending triangle, ascending wedge.
I also think that another issue that I'm facing in this market is that the range is larger. You know, it's a lot of times the market's moving sideways, but it just has a big opening range to where the range is so big it looks like it's picking a trend, and then you'll see it's just kind of a longer term sideways move. So it goes all the way up to big highs and then all the way back down to big lows and then all the way back up. And so the range is big at the open, but it's still a sideways trend, and that makes it really difficult because it's going all the way to the highs and then it's reversing and coming all the way back down to the lows and vice versa. Not today necessarily, but that is kind of what we've got a lot the last few weeks.
All right, gonna give this a second. I want to see it come back above 2070s. If it does come back above 2070s, we're gonna add, and if it holds here at the 65s, right here is when we might have to sell. Right here, 62s is the last spot we can hold. There's 60s, we're out.
Can you use a debit card to start a paper trade account, or is the stock market credit card only? Well, I would think that I don't want to say what it is, but I would think that a debit card would be more valid than a credit card. Debit cards are bank cards essentially. Credit cards are loans essentially, and so I would think a debit card would have more sway and probably be a little bit more valid, specifically in trading more so than a credit card. But I might be wrong, and that's just speculation. There's a comment saying, hang around the barbershop long enough and you'll get a haircut. Yeah. Remember, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. How many likes we have today? We have 84 likes, guys. We need 16 more likes. Hit that like button, team. We can do this. We're right there. We just need 16 more likes, guys. I know we're going to hit it today. And so hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. We do this live for free. Shout out to all of our members today as well. There's the coveted emojis you guys get to use.
Short there, guys. Going to risk off the 70s right here. Tight risk, 10-cent risk up. But if we get the move, I think I can get closer towards 75 cents. So that's why I'm going to take this trade.
Hey, appreciate the sub, Edwin. What's up, bro? Appreciate the sub. Thank you, sir. Like I said, guys, hit that subscribe button. It's down there, over there. Hit that subscribe button, team. We do this live for free every day. Also, smash that like button.
All right, they're short from 55, 58s. So risking 12 cents here. First stop, 55.36, 55.35s. Second target is going to be the low of the day there towards the 55.25s.
Also, guys, if you want to check out the same platform that Mitch and I use, they do have a sale. You can get their base package for $375. It's one of the cheapest ways that new traders can get started in the market and trade for cheap. You know, it's $375. It comes with a course, a demo account, chat room access, and then you become a contractor for them and get to trade their account. And the $399 account gives you $14,000 to trade with. So you have a ton of buying power. There's no PDT rule, and you can short stocks. And it operates like a prop firm. Again, it's super cheap. Your other options as a new trader are to go to other kind of discount platforms, and a lot of times they charge you over $100 a month just for their charting and platform platform alone. So in a few months, you're going to essentially pay the same thing as an intro package. And again, with the intro package for $3.99, you get 14,000 in buying power, shorting ability, no PDT rule, a course, demo account access, and a chat room access. And I think that makes a ton of sense. And so there's the link if you want to check that out. Shout out to who else we got in here? Broken. Appreciate the sub, brother. Welcome to the team, man.
All right, would love to see this one get underneath VWAP now. There you go. Good action there. Let's see if it cracks here. 50s. There you go. Crack the 50s.
Yeah, and Anthony, I got a good video on how to get real-time quotes and real-time paper trading on Thinkorswim, so I'm going to post that video here too to let you see it. Hey, appreciate the sub, Dwayne. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Like I said, guys, hit that subscribe button. It's over there. Click the subscribe button. If you click the bell, also, you'll get a notification every single time we go live, which is every weekday morning. So hit that subscribe button and click the bell. Appreciate the sub. Man, we got a new sub, so thank you, guys. Appreciate the love, team. Who else we got? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Let me find that video for you. I got you. So yeah, Anthony, when you do open your account with Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade, watch this video. It shows you how to get real-time quotes. What's up, the most high? Sorry, bro.
EMPH looking interesting. It needs to hold the support though now. The support of pre-market. Tesla, watch out with the dragon. She's coming back. I'd be careful with her here at 570s.
Yeah, watch that video in the chat if you want to get real-time quotes on Thinkorswim. That shows you how to unlock it, basically.
Watch out. Dragon on the way.
I know, I see it. It's at 570, you know?
Yeah, this is that third fade, the one that I told you guys I would definitely be careful on.
Yeah. I feel like Game of Thrones in
my
here.
personal opinion, but at that earlier, it doesn't seem bad to short. First fade, second fade, but it'd be dangerous to take it from that point on. All right, guys, I need to see 62 hold here. See above 62s, just probably get out. I'm gonna take a small time risk on this. I want to see instant reaction on this one, and I started getting it, and then it popped back. So I'm just gonna let it continue. See if it breaks this 50 here when it pulls back. But if it gets above here and just levels up, we got to get out. We don't want to see this ascending wedge break out.
There we go, guys. We broke 100. We're at 101. Appreciate the love, team. Appreciate the support. But you can't use real-time quotes while paper trading. Yes, you absolutely can, Jonathan, and I do. Honestly, whenever my actual platform on Thinkorswim isn't working, I switch over to paper because I do have real-time quotes when I paper trade. That video will show you how to get them. 100%. Yeah, you can get real-time quotes while you paper trade. You just have to deposit. Like I deposited some money like a few years ago. It's like $20, and I have had real-time quotes, paper trading, all the benefits of Thinkorswim for years now. In my opinion, Thinkorswim is one of the best things for new traders because it's just super dynamic. You can do a lot of different stuff. You can play freaking Tetris on Thinkorswim if you want to. But yeah, mine certainly has real-time quotes.
EMPH breaking down there.
What's up, V?
There you go, looking great here, guys, for LUV. If I had the money to add, I'd probably add right here, but I don't have it, so at 55, I would stick with my 200.
What goes backwards, Jonathan? Hey, nice, Darren. Yeah, it looks good, man. I've been watching that one for sure.
Interesting one right now for me would be fake out fade for BYND.
So what you want to do, Jonathan, is reach out to them, man. Ask them. Contact somebody with TD and just be like, yo, can I have real-time paper trading? And they'll be like, sure. It depends on how much you have in your account. I think you got to have like 50 or something like that, or maybe it's 20. I only have like $11 in my account, but it really depends.
Just because I've gone through this, I have both sides of it. So free live data, 100% free. All you need to do is have an account with TD.
Yeah.
Just need to have an account. Because a lot of people download Thinkorswim and they have like this kind of fake account that's not really, you haven't filled out the forms and stuff. That's really what they need from you. It's not that they don't want to give you live access, it's that you need to fill out permission forms. You can't get live data without filling out permission forms.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you gotta do, and that's what the video shows, is you gotta do 2 forms. But yeah, Vise, it's because they're gangsters, bro. That's why. You know? They're like traders. They need Tetris. We're putting that in there. You know?
Let's go, love. Get beat up.
Junior says, hey, this is something that I don't think many people talk about, but the SPY generally stays in small ranges and is consistent. You won't gain much monetarily, but it is a safe trade to learn for beginners. Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, that's the way that a lot of traders feel until that 10% SPY day.
Yeah.
So just be careful. That's what you got to understand. It's more than okay to trade the SPY, but always have your risk limit.
Yeah, and another thing is, like, when I used to trade, if you don't have enough money to trade the SPY, you can always just trade the volatility ETFs like the TVIX, UVXY. Those are much cheaper, and they basically do the inverse of what the SPY does. And so if you want to short the market, you can go long on the TVIX, and a lot of the time that's going to work.
There you go. Looking good, guys, here. There you go. That's what we wanted to see, guys. Bears jumping in right now.
Oh yeah, just go. Yeah, what Mike says is true though. You can just go in Thinkorswim, go to the chat, and speak to one of their reps, and just be like, "Yo, can I get real time, please?" And they'll unlock it. But no, I'm talking specifically. That'll give you real time quotes on your charting. But if you want real time paper, and I think it's if you want on demand, which if you're a new trader, I definitely suggest you get on demand. I think it's like $50.
All right, guys, gonna take 100 off there. Pay myself the 20, get ourselves a good lead in the day, and just let this trade work. This one could keep going down, so we're gonna look to hold towards this 53. We're in at 58. So this is what I mean by understanding, like we talked about a little earlier, when would I want to set a stop or kind of do that kind of move is right here, because at least in my eyes, okay, we shouldn't get back above VWAP. After we made this breakdown, we shouldn't get back above VWAP. So if your entry can be slightly above, then you can actually put it at your entry, or you can put it slightly above where the resistance is. So it shouldn't really, it could wick here to 55, wick to 57. Still, you're still in the stock. At 58 is when you would get out. That's my entry. And so that's where I'd set the stop.
We got a trillionaire in the chat. They say, hi, I myself am a trillionaire. Started with $1, invested in Sears. I'm a gazillionaire, sir.
No. Hey, I actually met somebody that I saw somebody that has shares of Tesla from $38.
Whew, they're balling right now.
Balling.
Yeah. Look at INTC pulling back to the VWAP. This is the move I've been waiting for all day. You could use the 67.50 as your risk like 40-50 cents. I like that risk too.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, you can currently see our profits, Anthony. I'm down 1270 on the day. Mitch is up, probably what? $47. Or no, what is that?
There you go. I'll make it easy.
57, 58 bucks, right?
Yeah. You guys could just count up the realize. I always try to pay attention mainly to the realize. This is always going to be moving.
Yeah.
When you're in a trade, if you focus on this part when you're in a trade, it's a little bit difficult because this moves so much. This is what creates emotion. You kind of more focus on, hey, I've already taken some profit. The realize is there. I can calm down and just let this part work. I think that's what's important a lot. I used to hide P&L, guys. I used to only pay attention to average cost.
Yeah. And there's some
I used
benefits.
to literally hide it.
There's some benefits to doing that too, for sure. Emotions are just out of it because sometimes that's what you need.
Looks like the dragon is done, bro. It faded out. It did the third fade.
When will the Fortnite stream start? I don't know, man.
Dude, never.
Never. Listen, I love video games, but I think Fortnite has ruined the video game culture. Yes, I'm old. I get it. But Fortnite is the worst thing to happen to video games in years. Of course, all the little 16, 18-year-olds are like, oh, Fortnite, yeah. But no, man, get out of here. My daughter likes Fortnite.
I'm sorry, dude. If I pop the bubble, I'm sorry, bud.
Yeah.
I have a PUBG controller, Jonathan. That's about it.
I like PUBG. PUBG's
I have the
gangster.
controller.
But the problem is that it's not going to last. It's just not. And like I said, I think Fortnite is one of the worst things to happen to gaming. But maybe I'm just bitter because I'm old. That's possible as well, I guess. But another thing is that, what was I going to say? Man, I completely forgot. Oh, well.
Nice. That INTC. I actually like it for the VWAP bounce.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That 6750
Darren.
level looks good. I'm thinking about it, but it's still not quite my time to trade yet. That's the only reason I'm waiting. It doesn't look horrible. I like the risk and I like the reward, but it's still a little bit early. I'm just gonna wait.
Yay.
We still gotta do that Halo meetup, brother. Does anybody who here plays Halo, guys? We should Mitch and I. Huh?
We're old, John, talking about Halo.
Honestly, I'm down to play online poker with the subs. I have Global Poker, I have America's Card Room, and I have Bovada. And so, holla at me with that, man. We can play. I'll take y'all's money all day in poker. Also, like I said, y'all want to do a Halo meetup. If anybody in here plays Halo, let me know. We can hop on Master Chief Collection Halo 3. Always.
Hey guys. So the space stock is done. Starting to pull back there. I'll be watching that for the next couple days. Right now, since I'm seeing space kind of break down a little bit, I'm seeing also Max R break down a little bit. I might short this.
Yeah, I've heard about Apex. Apex looks cool. I loved, what was the game that came from Apex? What was it? It had the mechs in it. I used to play that all the time. What was it? Because Apex is essentially a battle royale version of this game without the mechs. I can't think of it. Somebody's going to name it in the chat within 30 seconds.
All right, guys,
also,
looking for a bounce here to VWAP for Max R, and I'll short. You could jump in here and risk off the VWAP, but I never really like to do that. I like to risk above VWAP. So that's why I'm not going to jump in here. But seeing as I see space come down, I'm seeing the SPY come down. That's why I like Max R.
Nice, Darren. Darren got a nice trade. Shout out to Darren, one of our newest members. No, so Master Chief Collection, you could probably... I think if you subscribe to Xbox... what is it, Mitch? Xbox Game Pass? It gives it to you for free, or for like $3 or something like that.
Well, right now they have a promotional. I have nothing to do with Microsoft, but they got promotional $1 for 3 months.
Yeah.
So that's what I took. I mean, hey, $1 and I'll play games for 3 months.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Titanfall is what I was talking about. It's Titanfall. Yeah, I see everybody in the chat. I told y'all. Somebody would name it for me. But yeah, if y'all want to get on Halo Master Chief, let me know. We can hop on and play. Mitch and I play sometimes. Mitch is actually better than I am at it.
Question, guys. Question. Should I This is when I get into that I don't have enough money stage. I want a long CRWD, but can't do it.
I'm looking at INTC here.
Actually, believe it or not, it's not to say that I don't like INTC. I do, but I like the support that's closer for CRWD because it's just closer. I think the INTC one is a really tight move on a 1 minute. I would trust it on a 1 minute. I wouldn't trust it on a bigger one because I looked at the 5 minute and it kind of scares me where the 50 is. But I like the trade. I would take it long here also. So you're in it?
Yes.
I had no idea.
That's cool, man.
I'm literally looking at both of them. I want to trade more. This is what happens when I get stuck in a stock. I don't have money. I don't have money.
Yeah.
My hand is literally on my other order form, and I'm just like, hey, it's already rejected me twice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only in with 10 shares, bro, so you're good, man. But I am in it. Yeah. I'm trading small still. I'm trading small until the opening bell, or I'm trading small until like almost 10 o'clock, and then I'll trade a little bit more. But I'm also letting that 67.75 level test with it.
I definitely think the pattern's there, at least pattern-wise, it's better than CRD because it's above VWAP. I like that. Beyond meat, having the Beyond struggles, man. I had that feeling. Remember I said fake out fade?
Yeah.
Beyond meat. Look at that. Look at that fake out fade.
Yeah, y'all.
That's it.
Hit me up in the off-topic chat, guys, so we can play Halo this weekend if y'all want to.
Oh, people got excited.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hit me up, Jonathan. I'm down, bro. Yeah, it's like $3, man. It's something like that. But yeah, we can. I'll play. Like I said, I got kids, so I'm not gonna be able to play during the day. But at nighttime, I'll play.
There you go, guys. Look at these airlines getting hit hard.
Tesla getting hammered too.
Yeah, I think the SPY might actually start. Where's the support? Let's find the support here. I'm gonna look at the SPY, guys, see where, because we're heading down. I mean, look at the hourly. The hourly says a lot for the SPY right now.
Yep.
It triple topped there at 332.90s and couldn't break out above 33s.
Somebody said, hey, I got a question. Can we only buy 10 shares of a stock, or what's me buy at least 100? Yeah, I bought 10 shares of Roku right now. It depends on your platform. With options specifically, you have to buy a bundle, which is 100
All right.
Contracts.
I'm too addicted, didn't want to trade. I took the profits.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I took the profits, guys. I didn't see it continue going through the 25s. I said take profit at the low of the day, which was a 25 there. I gave it a chance to just continue breaking down towards 55. It held there for a second, so I'm just going to get on out, take that profit. It's not a bad profit at all.
Yeah, man, you're doing great, bro. Nice work today, man.
Right. Looking for CRWD. I was addicted.
If you want to play Halo with me, guys, message me in the off-topic section of our Discord, and I'll post the Discord, and we'll get a group together.
Sounds exciting. I'm about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Join our Discord. There it is. Go to the off-topic section. We'll get a group. My tea mug is so big. This is a Starbucks mug, bro. You know, this is Starbucks Christmas
guys,
mug.
Looking for CRWD to bottom out here. Hey guys, I'll take a second here, while I'm looking at CRWD. One of the great things that I want to talk about, guys, is that we use a funded package with TradeNet. And what I really like is that I'm able to trade long and short. There's too many traders out there that are restricted only long. And I think that's a kind of a restriction that's okay to have as a new trader. Not the best thing to have as a kind of a trader that's been in the game for a while,
I'm sorry, guys. I realized I just bought the wrong shares. I bought Roku shares. I bought Roku shares long right now. Oh my gosh. What am I doing, man? It just broke lows. I was trying to buy INTC, but I bought Roku and just lost $10 on Roku. Oh my gosh, man. Dumb. Sorry, Mitch. Go ahead. My bad.
Oh, stuff happens sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but definitely, guys, what I like is being able to trade long and short. When I first started trading, I only traded long, and I found myself being trapped a lot of the times by my bias. And so one of the things I started working on was, how could I short? Where could I find the advantage? And so one of the things that I looked for is a broker that could let me short stocks without borrowing them. And that's what I do really with my TEFS platform here. It's through TradeNet, and I'm able to short any stock that I want to trade long. With that, comes some kind of profit sharing, but that's what I need so that I could practice my shorts and really learn my short strategies. Today I'm making more money on the short side than the long side. And a lot of the times in the beginning of the year, I've made more on the long side. So that's why I think it's important to learn both sides of trading. Doesn't mean that you have to do both sides, but when you learn both sides, you learn the biases of both sides, which I think helps overall for the trader. You get really low commissions. Not only do you get the low commissions, you're going to get a professional course and the chat room access, with a bunch of professional traders taking kind of bigger size trades also. So if you don't want to stick with us, you can also check out that channel. But, we trade a little bit smaller. I think we try to focus more on the everyday trades versus the big time.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely, guys, check it out. We'll put up the description. It definitely supports us. And you get back to the channel.
Yes, sir. And there it is. It's one of the cheapest ways new traders can get started. There's the link in the chat if you want to check it out. And they also have a sale going on for $375 right now.
Yeah, a lot of the stock market red.
Yeah, I mean, Roku could be near its lows too, which is what I thought about, but it wasn't the trade I wanted. It wasn't the trade that I specifically tried, and so that's why I had to jump out of it, unfortunately.
You know which one wouldn't surprise me, John? In the next couple of days, we see a huge spike in it.
Which one?
CLVS.
Honestly, I traded that one the other day.
It reminds me a lot of MBOT. I think last week even. I don't know. I'm not sure when MBOT made its move. Let me look back here. It looked really nice, like on, let's say, the 13th. Monday, which was last week. That's what I've seen often in these stocks. I've seen them hold the daily supports. I think what happens is swing traders start loading up shares and cause the stock to spike. That's just what I'm seeing, guys. I've seen it often when a stock doesn't want to break a daily support. There's two things that can happen there. I actually have a pattern that I've talked about and made a video. It's called the multi-day support breakdown. That could happen because you have a huge time support underneath it. Or what could happen is a lot of the times you get longer term traders to step in there because they see the highs that it was at and they start kind of like swing trade mentality here. If I could risk $1 towards the support, but the potential profit is up there, let's say to $6 or $7, it doesn't seem bad to risk $1 for a $7 potential gain. And so that's just kind of my idea and my background on what I think happens with these kind of penny stocks that go parabolic.
Yeah.
So with that, what I always say is if you're trying to long a parabolic stock, I always recommend you trying to find a support, because if you try to buy the highs, you're playing a fisherman's game with no pole. Let's just say that. Have you ever tried fishing with just fishing line?
Yeah.
Not easy.
It's tough.
Not easy. You know, you got to have the right tools. And I think sometimes when we look at these penny stocks, we're not able to tell the range and the intraday range. And that's the tough part of really trading penny stocks.
Oh, sure, certainly, man. It's super difficult. So I got into INTC here. I'm in with I got in with 150 shares, and maybe I should have taken profits here. I was up like $20 at one point, but we'll let it test here. I really don't hate it. As long as it doesn't break under this 83 level is really what I got to watch. Still keeping it pretty small regardless, though. But I'm in INTC. Kind of looks like that fake out bounce strategy I talked about. Get a little test that whole dollar. It's just got to break. Realistically, it's got to break 68.08 now.
Yeah, I think we're getting towards that point in the SPY where I want to see it either make another huge bar or it might start bouncing back here. So getting towards support. CrowdStrike broke down there. It's this broke down ugly. So right now we're just kind of hanging out, guys. I think I might call it a day for me. I did get LUV back at VWAP right now, but I don't think it's necessarily kind of the best trade. It would be really tight to take this trade again, but it is back at VWAP if you're interested.
What did CGC and them start doing today? There it is. So CGC maintained a downward trend. So there's the spike back up. I'm going to be safe here and take my profit this time. Just take a little bit off there with INTC.
Yep.
Just to show
Give
you guys.
yourself rooms for that nice breakout.
There we go. There it is.
I like that. Like that call, John.
All right, thanks, man.
Big thing is I'm sure you're feeling that emotional release now of the trade, and you can just let it work.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm going to take a little bit more off here and then let this last little 40 shares just do its thing. Move on to something else. Got me green on the day, which is what I needed. It's the same long strategy I've been talking about over and over, which is just that fake out bounce strategy. That's where I added to it whenever it pushed bound, formed that low here at 67.75, and then it bounced back above the VWAP and then held as support. When I did that, I added that other 50 shares to it, and that's the strategy I've been talking about a lot lately. So I think I'm kind of slowly finding that strategy works really, really well. And yeah, we're just going to see if we can keep milking it. There's 22s. Might run into a little bit of resistance here, but we can let it test. Getting a nice little breakout. It's 23s. It's getting rejected. We're gonna probably get out here. Bank my little bit of money on it, my $30, and then start to build some more and more swings. If INTC pulls back really down to 67.90s, I'll probably add some more to it. But we're gonna let that work some.
Okay, trying to get AMRN guys here at VWAP. Little pullback here, and I can get long. I like this AMRN. I'm just trying to catch it at the right time here.
Yeah, here, I'll put you up.
So right now the risk is down here towards a 63. So I'm looking for a 66 or 67 entry. Tight risk, potential move towards 21. So I want to see a 66 or 67 entry possibility here.
Alba's just joking, guys. It's I mean, he's not trying to hate. He's just joking. Yeah, he's just joking. He's being sarcastic. And so, yeah, I wouldn't jump on Alba. He's just joking. It's like me. It's the same thing as when I say, do you want to make $1 billion? Buy my day trading course, you know? Buy the dip. You know, that's the same thing. But yeah, I think that's pretty self-evident too, guys. So let's chill out.
All right, guys, we're looking for pullbacks here towards the VWAP 66. I think we're going to get this pullback towards this area, and then we could get a bounce above. Could just break out there, but kind of missed that earlier push towards VWAP. Looking for a pullback. If not, we'll let it keep going. That is what it is.
I'm doing the 10K challenge. Do you need the link for it, Ben? If you need it, I got you. I know, Andrew, man. It's obvious sarcasm, bro. It's obvious sarcasm, man. Like, he wasn't actually meaning it as an insult. He was more so being sarcastic, saying he doesn't know what he's talking about, that he's 20 years old, but he had one good trade. Ha ha ha. Like, it's just sarcasm. It's joking. Pretty self-evident, too. So let's not try to be upset, you know?
What's love got to do with it? Got to do with it.
We love each other here, guys. But somebody said, why do you not trade penny stocks? The reason I don't trade penny stocks is because I do not perform well trading penny stocks. I think that a lot of the time, there's a few reasons why penny stocks are pushed onto new traders, right? One of them is because the gurus are able to front load onto those penny stocks and then pump them up to all their followers and then sell them courses. And really, like, they say, oh, this stock's going to go up. They're already holding 10,000 shares. The float is so small with these penny stocks that allows them to be able to pump the stocks up. And so, cough, JB, initials, cough, cough. But that's what happens with penny stocks and gurus, right? Gurus front load. They buy shares beforehand, then they pump it up to their followers. And their followers eat it up. And then half of their followers are left holding that bag and just getting hammered, right? That's what happens with penny stocks. Another reason is that, in my opinion, penny stocks are much less predictable. They're much less predictable. They're way harder to predict. Yeah, of course, it's really easy to market a penny stock course because you can flash 1,000% gain. But what they never show you is the 1,000% loss that they almost certainly take as well. And it's just easier to advertise and market with penny stocks. I'm not saying you can't make money. I'm saying it's far more difficult for me, at least, in my opinion, to make money with penny stocks, in that they're advertised to new traders because gurus can front load onto them, and they can also make it really easy to market. Like, look, you can make 1,000% gain. Look at my Lamborghini, you know? And I think that's what new traders get caught in. And sometimes it's hard for them to let that go, and so they get mad at me when I say this stuff, but that's the reality of it.
Two trades that I'm seeing potential: LUV, fake out fade, and looking at this AMRN to see if it's going to hold on this pullback. And I want to see big volume get in here at VWAP. I saw 10,000 shares at 2070, so you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, it's mostly low float stocks under $5 is what I consider like penny stocks. But like NIO, for instance, is not. I mean, it's still a penny stock, but it's not the stocks that I'm talking about specifically. I'm talking about just low float stocks that gurus are able to front load on. And like I said, I'm not saying you can't make money on them. I'm not saying you can't. It's very possible to make some money trading penny stocks. I just think that culture in the market for penny stocks, new traders get wrapped up in because they want easy, get rich quick money making schemes, and it's just not like that. And most of the time, the gurus are just front loading and taking advantage of new traders' naivety. But hey, it is what it is.
The AMRN is really trappy today.
Yeah, no stress, Amir. Hey, what's up, cool? OG in here, cool, man. What's up, brother?
You want to know how I know that AMRN is really trappy? I asked my partner, "Yo, John, look at AMRN. What do you think of that?"
It's really trappy. Yeah. Oh no, look at all those
I
down
think
wicks.
exactly. Up above VWAP, below VWAP. Up above VWAP, below VWAP. What do
Yeah.
we do when we see that, John?
That's,
Avoid.
yeah, buying
Avoid.
pressure. Buying pressure. You see the down wicks, right? Down wicks signify buying pressure, right? And up wicks signify selling pressure. So when you see a lot of down wicks, that means that the longs are keeping that thing pushing up, and so we don't want to take it for a short. It's too scary.
It's too tight on the range too. You get 10 cents above the VWAP, you get 10 cents below the VWAP. 10 cents above the VWAP, 10 cents below the VWAP. That's called the trap. So you need to see it break the range. Unless you see that, you don't see continued movement. And then if you don't see continued movement, that's when you usually make the wrong decision because you get trapped in a stock. I don't like getting trapped.
Yep. Yeah, it happens sometimes, but yeah, that's definitely, it is what it is, man. With penny stocks, guys. Like I said, I'm not saying you can't make money with them. I'm just saying that, like, listen, I know every new trader gets involved with the market, starts watching gurus on YouTube that drive Lambos and pump penny stocks. And like I said, man, I think that's just the culture. You know, I think
Part of it.
Yeah, but what you got to understand as a trader is sometimes you're going to have to be real about it. Even if you spent money on a course, even if you spent money trying to get into that niche of trading, right? You got to understand it's like, look, that's a low percentage niche, right? The people making money in that niche are the people that are selling the courses and are front loading onto the low floaters. Beforehand. That's the people really making money in that niche, and you got to understand that because it may be hard to give up. It may be hard to give up that dream of not being involved in that get rich quick. I'm gonna make $1 million with a $500 account because I'm gonna trade a bunch of penny stocks, right? It may be hard to give that up mentally, right? But I'm here to tell you, it's a low percentage play. It's a low percentage play. You might not like me saying that. It might hurt to hear the reality, but that's the truth. You can take it or leave it.
Yep.
I might jump into INTC again. We'll see. It's pulling down to my level. I'll take it.
Looking to see if I can get the fake out fade here for LUV. It wouldn't break out above 57s here. Could attempt to show that on the ask, but you shouldn't see a single cent really get filled at 58 if it's gonna do the VWAP fake out fade. And so
Yeah.
you see how it's hitting those 60s? I don't like that. It's showing it on the 55 60s, but only filling 57s. So let's see if anything fills there at 60.
All right, so I'm in INTC with 200 shares now, looking for this whole dollar at 68 to hold a support. Hopefully, that's all I'm really looking for here. I'll jump out of this quick if it pushes up.
There's some 58 going through 200, 300. Be careful with LUV right here.
Yeah, we have a capital gains tax in the U.S. Hey, appreciate it. Cool. Hey, thanks, brother. Yeah, man, we added music to the streams a while back. People seem to like it. Some people don't, but they'll get over it. You know.
There you go. I like that rejection there. The trade would be somewhere in this area, and the risk would be off 62 here.
Oh, I have mine
Look at
up.
that reaction. Beautiful.
Yeah, I got mine up right now just because I'm in this trade on INTC again.
I liked it there.
I'm really looking for 20s here for INTC. But I'm going to take it small and try to slowly build up some profit. There's 15s.
I think I might just call it a day. Getting towards that time where I haven't been doing the best, and so if it's not an A plus, maybe it should just stick off.
Yep. Yeah, that's what you gotta do sometimes, bro. So I took 100 off of INTC here. I can keep it pretty close to break even now if it does pull back some. We're gonna try to let it work and see if we get a move. What I'm seeing right now is kind of a flag-like pattern starting to form though, and so I'm trying to take advantage of this range in that right here. If you can kind of see it.
MRN breaking down there. Now after it broke out of the range here at 2055s. It's getting hit hard. It got hit with a 110,000 share seller at 2060. It's a pretty significant point on the downside when it got hit hard.
Yeah, front running, front loading, same thing. It's basically front loading is what I call when gurus, like say a guru has thousands of followers, right? Say a guru has thousands of followers, and they understand that if their followers buy a low float stock all at one time, they can push the price of that stock and manipulate the price of the stock, right? And so say they got a $2 stock, and this guru knows it has a large enough following to manipulate that low float $2 stock. And so what do? They buy 10,000 shares of this $2 stock, low float, before they say anything, right? And then once they have that 10,000 shares in the stock, they'll tell all of their followers, this stock is going up, right? This stock's going up now. You know, so all of their followers, completely oblivious of the fact that they're already holding a position, start buying that stock up, right? The stock goes from $2 to $20, or from $2 to $2.20. The guru unloads his shares into that strength, and half of the followers might make money. The other half are going to get hit with that huge drop from all of them starting to sell, and so it's going to extremely hurt that person. That's what front loading is, and that's what they do. That's what the market is filled with. I'm going to take another half off here with the INTC, and that's why, like, you might say, well, John, you've got a large enough following to do that, and I might, but what I don't do is I don't trade low float penny stocks. I rarely do, if I do. The stocks I'm trading have large enough floats to where I couldn't manipulate these stocks if I wanted to. The float of these are in the billions a lot of the time, at least like 100 million most of the time. I can't manipulate these if I wanted to, team, you know?
I agree.
Beautiful move here for INTC, though.
Ooh, look at that Maxar going down there with space. I talked about this one, but it never went back to 20s. It looked really good, though. I just got to it a second or two late. I really liked it, though.
I'm getting very close to exiting my last few shares here of INTC. I'll let it work, but not a bad little $40 trade or so for this one. There we go. All right, let me get out there. I'll take my win for that one. I am up. Nice little $61 win for INTC.
Good job, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Oh. Let's see what we got. Find your niche and stick to it is my number one advice. Yeah.
She was a beaut.
Yeah, man. I mean, and that's kind of what you got to do, cool. You got to find your niche. Don't let anybody kind of tell you what your niche is. Everybody has a different personality, so they might trade differently than you do. And so if you just try to copy somebody else's, it's never going to work. That's why Mitch and I, we're not about picks. We're not about stock picks. Like, we've had a lot of people over the years come in the chat and just start trying to give out picks. Most of the time they're trying to promote their own content, but sometimes they're doing it, you know, for whatever reason. And like I said, Mitch and I are pretty against that, because in the end, team, we are not experts here. We are not gurus. Picks make you dependent on somebody, and that's not what we're trying to do. If you don't think you are smart enough to come up with your own strategies and patterns, then don't trade, right?
Yeah.
But don't copy somebody else and just use that as your consistent career, like, method of trading. Just copycatting somebody else.
I mean, at the end of the day, I talked about this earlier, guys. Trading has a lot to do with self-instinctual decisions. And so if you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in your own ability, and you're just trying to copy others, what's going to come in a lot of the times is what's called self-doubt in your process. And if you're doubting your process, I can tell you right now, you're never going to stick to it.
Right.
So I always say, just go with your own opinion, because you need to work that.
Right.
You know, like you need to work to trusting yourself, because what you're doing is kind of like a see-do reaction game. So with that game, it needs to be that when you see it and it's there, you do it. And that's what I talk about a lot of the times. I stress execution, because at the end of the day, when we see our patterns, guys, and it follows all the variables, if you don't take the trade, what ends up happening is you start building up this kind of hesitance to the trade. One of my favorite my favorite mentors, you guys have heard us talk a lot about this guy, Mark Douglas. And one of the things he stated is that a lot of your process needs to be kind of more objective than subjective, especially when it comes to entries. Because if you leave it subjectiveness, then what ends up happening is that you don't have a pure process and you can't follow that process repeatedly. Why? Because there's too much subjectiveness in the entry. So I try to work hard. You guys see me sometimes. I struggle with this. Sometimes I do really well. One of the main things that I work on is executing and kind of building plans and following that plan. Because I've always noticed that when I look back at my trading and can say that I followed the plan, I can be satisfied with my trading, regardless if I won or lost on the day.
Yep. Maybe I should have held INTC. I really like the fake out bounce setup, and this is a setup, like I said, just to draw it out real quick on INTC. So basically what we get with the VWAP bounce, or the fake out bounce, I think a rebound bounce name for it makes a lot more sense. It's probably going to be easier to say. But what we get is we get a big rejection below the VWAP, right? A big downward move here. So we get this big downward move below the VWAP, right? When that happens, we put in a really obvious self-evident low right here. That could be my risk level. I can risk off of that level all day. And then once it does put in that low, I'm looking for it to bounce back above the VWAP and then find some support, which is what it did right here. It bounced above the VWAP. It found support in this previous level right here at the whole dollar of 68, and that's where I jumped in with this second trade, and it worked out really, really well. And this is a strategy, again, if you want to see what I'm kind of talking about, look at this weekend's video. This weekend's video talks about this exact strategy. That's a strategy I've been attacking. It's been a very high percentage play. It's what I used to get myself green yesterday as well, and yeah, it's just a really profitable strategy. And so check out last weekend's video, if you want to kind of get a little bit more thorough breakdown of that. Yeah, it's live.
What's going on, traders in the chat? How we doing out there? How was your day? What kind of strategies are you seeing out there? And what's working for you guys? All right, catching up with the chat here. There you go, Ben, working that DOS paper trading. Hey, man, enjoy that DOS. You know, it really is a fast platform. And if you are consistently finding yourself paying up to, you know, I know DOS is a little bit expensive, but, you know, definitely look at TradeNet. It can give you an option at least trading a small account and, you know, getting your head in the game for some live action. You know, right now we have a really great sale. I think it's for $375, to be correct.
Yep. It's $375.
And for $375, you know, I know that you're spending above probably $120 for that DOS.
Yeah.
You know, maybe think about maybe just taking an account and starting to test your live abilities. We always recommend that when you do start testing live, it's always great to start testing with small share size. I have a video on this exactly. It's called One Share Trading. I think it's a lot of traders need to focus more on trading one share live versus trading a lot of the times paper, because if you just focus strictly on paper, when you go to live, the transition is usually too much. So I think it's better to start small live and then transition to bigger live, because that's just an easier transition.
Yes, sir. And like Mitch said, I think you really got to think about it like this, team. So, you know, some people hate on TradeNet, and like, I get it. But the reality is, guys, is that a lot of people are paying for like DOS or other stuff. They're paying like, in 3 months of a DOS paper trading platform, you're going to pay for an intro package. It's going to be the same price. And so even if you dislike TradeNet, why not at least give it a shot at trading the funded account? Because it's going to equal out to about the same, and you're going to get to trade a live account. You're going to get a demo account for a few weeks too. You're going to get a course, a demo account. You're going to get way more buying power, and you have the potential at least to make real money. And I don't see any downside to that. I think it's a lot better than, again, spending 3 months on a paper trading platform. You might as well get your feet wet, trade a funded account, possibly make some money. And I think that makes sense. I think it's a cheaper way for new traders, especially to get started. Because again, what are your other options as a new trader, right? What are your other options? You can go with other discount platforms. A lot of them are, again, DOS platforms going to run you over $100 a month, you know, just for the platform alone. And so I think that bundle just makes way more sense. But again, I guess it's all subjective. I just think that's how I think that bundle makes a lot more sense.
Jonathan talking about in the chat how he started with that one shared trading. I think that's one of the best things you can do, guys, and that's why we recommend TradeNet. Really is the strength of the low commissions, you know, and being able to trade outside of the PDT rule. You know, you could trade one share and, you know, lose very small or win very small, and the real key to that is, like Jonathan talked about, is that you get a taste of the emotion. Right. A lot of people need that taste to start practicing their execution of their strategy and belief in your own abilities, belief in your process. That's what we push for, guys. That's why we tell you guys to join us every single day, because at the end of the day, guys, we're not trying to get you guys the perfect system. We're trying to let you guys develop your own system. And I think that's really what trading's all about. Sorry, guys, getting a call here. Sorry.
No, sorry guys. I'm trying to think about whether I want to trade again.
Maybe I just gave out too much knowledge, John. It said Washington, D.C. was calling me.
Oh no, it's the SEC, bro.
Oh no, they got me. They got me, guys. Trump's calling me on the house phone.
Somebody said, I saw you using TC2000, can't use all TradeNet if it's so great. I mean, it's all preference. I mean, listen, here, if you guys want to see the TradeNet platform, it's really not that bad. I think Mitch and I have talked about it before. Like, you trade with what you're comfortable with. And so if you've spent your entire trading career on Thinkorswim like I do, that's what I'm the most comfortable with. But if you look at the platform, I mean, this is their platform. It's really not bad. Like, this is it. It's a pretty solid platform, honestly. It's very similar to DOS, if you want me to be real. It's very similar to DOS. Really good platform, super customizable. You can set hard stops, limit stops, etc. And I don't think it's bad at all. I think I'm the most comfortable with Thinkorswim charts. That's what I analyze the best. And so I just stick to what I'm comfortable with. But again, it's nothing really to knock on TradeNet's charts or TEF's charts. It's just I'm more comfortable with Thinkorswim. But that's all preference.
Paul, you could look back. I used test charts for a long time. I think over a year I was using test charts on the stream. So definitely check that out, you know. If you don't think it's good enough, you can check it out. There's times where the TEF's platform was having better speed than the Thinkorswim. And I've clearly seen that before, you know, and sometimes I see it right now on TC. Sometimes the level 2 on TEFs is faster than what I'm seeing my level 2 change on my TC. So I think TC is great because it's very symmetrical in the patterns. So the more expensive you get, or kind of more detailed platform you get, like let's say going to Thinkorswim or something like that, what you get is kind of more a symmetrical view of the pattern. I think that's what they're better at. It's just what I would say more visually appealing. And then it doesn't necessarily mean that one's better than the other. And so it's really what, like John always states, it's comfort level. And that's why I went back to TC. TC is what I started on, guys. And I started on TC for a long time, and I kind of went away with it for a while there and came back to it, you know, because what really matters is that you're comfortable and you enjoy it. I enjoy TC, so that's why I'm willing to pay up a little bit to have it. I know someone said that they're paying $60 a month for TC. I really only pay 44 something. It's like 44 and some change because I don't get the index. Without the index, it saves you about $15. And I don't feel I need indexes. I can look at the SPY for the index. That's just my personal opinion, but you guys can decide what you want to kind of spend on the packages. But yeah, find what works for you. Like we talk about, guys, strengths and weaknesses. That's really what's going to determine what you use and if you continue using it or not.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. And trading's tough. Like even me, guys. Like even me, right? Like I've done much better the last few days, right? I've been green every single day. I'm slowly working my way up. But if you really think about it, like you gotta make these adjustments as a trader. Sometimes stuff is not gonna work. Sometimes it is. And as you can see here, like I used to do really well that first hour and a half. After my results the past few weeks, I kind of took a step back, analyzed my trading and how it was going, and now I've been doing much better waiting for a few hours to pass before I really start to trade. And again, my trading has been much more reliable, much more successful, and you're going to have to do this with your trading every now and then. It's not always going to work. You're not always going to make money. Sometimes you're going to have to say, hey, look, the past few weeks has sucked. What can I do to make it better? Right? And that's what I did. I analyzed my stats. I'll have a video out tomorrow about this, but I analyzed my stats. I figured out what works best for my style of trading in this current market, and I adjusted my trading accordingly. And you're going to have to consistently do that if you plan on actually being a trader, right? If you plan on actually being a trader, you're going to have to consistently adjust your trading to fit the market you're in. And that's what I've done here, and it's been working out fairly well. We'll see how it goes.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, guys. Always don't forget, guys, you guys can keep up with us on the Discord. Our Discord has well over 1,000 members, and we keep building every single day. What I always love about the Discord is not only John and I that are talking on there about stocks. There's tons of traders working every single day to get towards the process that you guys are working towards. So if you guys want to be a part of the Discord, definitely hit the link and talk to other traders. Talk to them about your strategy. Talk to them what you're working on. The only thing I kind of disadvise to, or wouldn't advise you doing in the chat, is just putting up kind of results on money. I always like to see kind of your entries, exits, the strategy taken, because that's what people can learn about. You know, no one can learn about you putting up, I made $1,000, but when you show them how you made that $1,000, that's what's really important.
Yeah. Hey, we got some members ready to play Halo this weekend, Mitch. You down, bro? Let's
do it. I'll see you guys in the off-topic chat.
Yeah, man. Let's schedule a time, man, and let's do it. I'm down. Let's do it.
I'm off Saturday, so
hey, let's play, bro. Let's do it, man. Look at my INTC trade. Yeah, if you're out, Mitch, have a good day, bro. I'll see you
later, guys. You guys take care.
Later, brother. We'll see you in that Halo meetup. I should have held INTC, but my strategy worked out really, really well. Really like the strategy here, and of course I probably should have held a little bit, but that's all right. Remember also, guys, hit that subscribe button. You know, we do this live for free. We actually got a lot of members today. We got 2 or 3 new members, so I appreciate all the love, team. Appreciate everybody that became a member. If you want to become a member, like I said, we should have a member video out this weekend. I know Mitch sent me a breakdown of his trading and strategies the last few days. And so if you want to become a member, we'll have a few perks. But really, guys, like I said, we're keeping this free. Everything we do here is free. We might put out a few perks breaking down kind of like some inside trading results. But everything else is staying free. Our live stream's always going to be free. Our weekend videos are going to be free. And so if you really just want to help support us, you know, support our free content, you know, we try to put this out there completely free. We are not experts, and we always, you know, we're the only people that really don't claim to be experts. And so if you appreciate what we do here, you can become a member. It's $4.99 a month. It's pretty cheap, and it's just a great way to show your support for what we do here. But yeah, appreciate everyone who became a member today. We did get a few people that did. Thoughts on Robinhood? I think Robinhood is good if you're trying to buy fractional shares. I think that's the only thing that's going to save Robinhood. And I think that was a good idea. Or options as a new trader, right? The free options trades, that's beneficial, right? But I think if you're trying to trade stocks and you can buy over over a share of a stock, I think that you got to go with either TD Ameritrade or E-Trade, or Webull. I think they're all better than Robinhood, just because Robinhood was good whenever it was free commissions. Now that TD and E-Trade and Webull are all free commission platforms, I think that their platforms are way better than Robinhood's platform. And so again, I think if you're going to learn to trade, you should try to trade on a real platform like Thinkorswim or like Webull or like E-Trade, right? I think that if you're trying to trade options, or maybe if you just don't have any money and you're trying to buy fractional shares, Robinhood makes sense. But in the end, and I trade options on Robinhood. Don't get me wrong. Like, I do trade options on there, but I trade options, and that's what's beneficial. If you're looking to trade stocks, I'd go to E-Trade or TD Ameritrade or Webull. FLWS. Yeah, that one doesn't look bad. Interesting. Kind of volatile today, for sure, but it's still pretty low volume, honestly. Big range, though, but low volume. SPY pulling back some, MU pulling back some. NNVC might be a good bounce play here. AMRN's pulling back to the VWAP some. Doesn't look bad. CGC still down. SPY is pulling back a little bit, too, to the market. Honestly, my levels that I called out in pre-market are super... the SPY followed it very, very well here. Look at that level. Beautiful little level there that the SPY bounced directly off of. And again, that was just the highs from yesterday. If you look back at the highs, that was just that. So, interesting. I have both moving VWAP and intraday VWAP. I'm not sure. Probably moving VWAP is the one I use. How do we get ready for the challenge? Is there a download paper trade to practice with? How do we get connected to your team? Okay, so Kate Gifford, you can join our Discord, and we do have a Discord channel for that specifically. I'll post that link here, and you can join it. Also, guys, about if there is a paper trading platform, unfortunately there's not, but you should get the platform download link. If you've ever used TradeNet, you already have the platform. It's the same platform that we use, that I'm using right here. And as for, you should probably receive your sign-in information about a week before the competition starts. I know last World Series of Day Trading, they had it about a week before it starts. And so, practice. I would just, practice normally like you would anything else in trading. Maybe use on demand is a good option. But, I would suggest just look for it about a week beforehand. I know that's when we got them last time. So we still have like a month until it starts. So we still got a lot of time, bro. But yeah, there's the Discord link in the chat if you want to kind of see what that's about. Right now I'm waiting for CGC. AMRN didn't look that bad either. MU looks okay. Wonder what AMD is doing. That's two down there. I'm just gonna wait, guys. I'll probably close it down and hang out. My daughter's home again from school today. I know my daughter went back to school yesterday and then called us whenever she was whenever she was at school saying she didn't feel good, so she's back home again today. That's why I haven't been able to put out much stuff. It's because my daughter's been home from school all week, and my wife has been kind of sick as well, so I haven't really been able to get that much work done. I think the challenge will encourage traders to use bad habits or practices in order to win. Plausible. I think that you got to take some risk to win. But I think that the challenge is a really good example of using a small account and trying to grow it quickly. I think that it's just a fun competition. You're not going to be hurting anything, and I think that in the end, it's free. People don't have to enter it, but I also think that it's a fun competition, and I think the reason I think the challenge is actually good for traders is because, real money, you're going to have a lot of pressure, and real money is completely different than paper trading, right? Paper trading and real money is completely different, and so having this competition that gives you a little bit of pressure, but it's still paper trading, and it's not the full extent of pressure that a live money account will give you, I think is a good middle ground for traders trying to transition and master their emotions. Because again, I think that a lot of times traders will try to emulate a paper account, act like it's a real account. And I think in the end, it's very difficult to transition from paper to real money. And so I think the competition and the challenge is a good middle ground in order for traders to kind of understand how to try to master their emotions, get a little bit of pressure, but again, not the full extent as a live account. I think it's a good middle ground for traders. Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, you got to be careful with your habits as well. I know the last challenge, I had some pretty bad habits, and it's fun though, because it's like, here's the thing, right? Like Mitch and I, we're not experts, we're not gurus, and so it's like Mitch and I are actually going to compete in the challenge. I don't think many other people actually competed in it, but Mitch and I did. Regardless of whether we lose or win, like, we're just a free resource and community, and so it was cool that our team came in second out of like 8 teams last time. It was fun. I think they got a lot more teams this next go around, but yeah, it should be fun. Pretty stoked about it, honestly, and it should be a fun time. Yeah, you kind of have to, Julian. I mean, you have to take measured risks in it. What I would do is I would take some swings, but I would also analyze the leaderboards. And we'll talk about this a little bit closer to the World Series of Day Trading as we progress closer and closer to it. Because I think what you really need to do is take some swings, but analyze the leaderboards to see where you're at. You also have to understand that it's like, look, like the best trader in the competition made like 30 grand. It was like 30, maybe 60 grand last time. And you got to understand, like with the 240K account, that's plausible even in a day. And so you're never really out of the competition. And if you do develop a lead, I think you need to kind of keep the lead and not get too worried about growing. If you develop a $20,000, $30,000 lead, that's probably enough to get you in placement, for the competition. And so if you develop that type of lead and then kind of go crazy, you're usually going to give it back sometimes. And so I think you got to be measured with it as well. But there's different aspects and strategies. We'll go over that with my team a little bit closer. We'll talk about the strategies for it a little bit closer. But yeah, guys, you want to join my team? Again, it's completely free. It doesn't cost anything. Starts next month. Top 3 people in my team win packages. Top 20 people in the overall competition win packages. At the very least, you're going to get a demo account for a few days. And at the best, you might win free trading packages. Yeah, I'm going to be live trading during it. So what do you guys think about this impeachment talk, man? It's interesting. Do you think he will or will not get impeached? And I think if he does, it's going to negatively affect the market. Again, I'm not saying whether he should or shouldn't, but oof, look at the SPY tank here, man. Look at this drop, man. No, it's like a month away. Can't give her. It doesn't start until February 22nd, brother. So yeah, we got like a month. Let me look at the chat, see what's going down in the market, man. All right, so the New York Fed staff nowcast stands at 1.2% for 2019 quarter 4 and 1.7% for 2020 is what's dragging this down. See, the New York Fed staff nowcast stands at 1.2% for 2019 fourth quarter and 1.7% for 2020 first quarter. And that's going to drag some stuff down. Interesting. Right. I mean, you know what I mean, R. Smith. I know he's impeached already, but I don't think the Senate is going to make him step down, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, exactly. 1 year, spent $30,000 on fees. Yeah, he's already been impeached. Let me rephrase that. He's already been impeached, but I don't think the Senate's going to make him step down. It's the Republican Party has more heads in the Senate right now. Oh yeah, y'all go check out my friend Ashley's channel. I kind of forgot to post it, and I forgot to post her link a while back, but y'all go check her out. Yeah, y'all go subscribe to her channel. Here it is. She's cool. It's a Christian channel, so it's a religious channel. If that's not your thing, I try to stay impartial with it. But if that's your thing, go check it out. If that's not your thing, just skip over it. But yeah, y'all go subscribe. I consider it a favor. She's a really cool person, personal friend of mine. And so yeah, go check out her channel. There's the link in the chat. Go sub to her channel. Really cool person, like I said, super chill. And, you know, she's trying to grow her channel. I told her I'd try to help her get up to 100 subs if I can. So help us get there, guys. Hit that subscribe button on my friend Ashley's channel. Yeah, I don't know anybody either. I mean, I think it's impeached for what exactly? I don't think there's enough evidence to impeach him, and like I said, I don't think there's enough evidence for the Senate to make him step down. I'm not saying he should or shouldn't, but I think that especially if you consider that the testifier is anonymous, you know, you can't really make somebody step down from an anonymous testimony, you know, from an anonymous witness. You can't really do that. That doesn't make any sense. It's not feasible, I don't think, but we'll see. But that's my take on it. Again, I'm not really, honestly, I'm not super conservative either. I used to be kind of an obnoxious conservative kid, and I think we all go through different stages in politics. But as I've matured, I've kind of strayed farther and farther away from the conservative party to a certain extent, more so for moral reasons. I know that might sound a little crazy, but I think that I'm very socially liberal, I guess. But again, we'll see if he actually gets ejected from office, which, again, I don't think he will. And I'm not necessarily saying I agree with either one. I'm just kind of watching it as the spectacle occurs. Yeah, my take. I just don't like politics in general. After a certain point, my friend's channel, I'll post it here. It's a Christian channel. It's a religious channel. She's cool though. Like I said, I try to stay impartial with that type of stuff, but she's cool. She's an old work friend of mine, and she's been trying to grow it. So she like sings and does some stuff on it. It's a cool channel. Yeah, I lean both ways too. Like, one of my biggest things is, like, here's the reality, right? And this is the truth. And it's something that I've talked about before, but it's like, you know, and I'm just kind of talking right now. I know some people are going to get mad at me if I talk about divisive stuff like this, but hey, we're waiting for some trays to show up. Yeah, like, my take on it is, like, I have very religious friends and family that are conservative. Right? And their justification for being conservative is that they're religious, right? But if you really think about like what the Bible or the other religious texts say, it's very anti-slavery. It's very anti-locking people up, right? And my issue with a lot of conservatives is that it's like, okay, you say you believe in the Republican principles from a biblical perspective, but the Bible, one of the biggest themes in the Bible is anti-slavery. That's what the Bible is about, right? And so when you say you're in it for biblical reasons, but you support politicians that encourage the private prison industry and the prison state that we have today, which is way over enforced, ridiculous. We have more people in jail here in America than I think any other country in the world. It contradicts the biblical beliefs. You know what I mean? And I'm not even saying that I'm like super biblical or super religious. I'm just saying if you're saying you're a conservative because of biblical reasons, one of the biggest themes of the Bible is anti-slavery, and we're basically locking way too many people up, and that is something I'm completely against. But it is what it is. There's other things like to be fair, I think the left has some very toxic traits as well, and so I'm probably just making everybody mad in here. But I think that is one of the obvious contradictions to what everything says. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And so, like I said, I'm not super religious, but I do think that you can't ignore one of the largest themes in not only the Bible, but other religious books as well, which is anti-slavery, right? You can't support that and be anti-slavery and say you believe in the Bible and then support politicians that lock people in cages because their buddies are, servicing the private prison industry. I mean, I think that's absolutely hypocritical, and it's something that they might not even realize. But if you understand the Bible, you understand one of the largest themes is anti-slavery. And at a certain point, you got to see it for what it is, not what the media wants to tell you. You know what I mean? I mean, criminals, K. Gifford, is one of the... criminals is a very broad word, right? The definition of criminal is subjective, right? Do I think we should lock people in jail for marijuana or for even any type of plant-based thing? No. Do I think we should lock people in jail? Like at a certain point, if they're murderers, yes. But you know what I mean? But locking people in jail, I think a small percentage of the people in prison are murderers. And I think the other people there are there for taxes or there for other unnecessary things, and I'm very much against that. And again, you got to understand the private prison industry and how they work, but in the end, it's something I'm very much against. And like I said, I'm not super conservative either. I'm not super liberal either. I'm very socially liberal. Financially, I'm conservative in a lot of ways. Obviously, I trade stocks, but it is what it is. And like I said, I don't judge anybody for being anything. For the most part, I'm roughly in the middle, and I probably shouldn't have talked about it. I'm just hanging out here waiting for some stuff. Peter, man, I've been there. They banned me, so I'm gonna have to put you in timeout, bro. Sorry, bro. I didn't mean to put you in timeout. I probably should have just deleted your post. So my bad, Peter. I didn't mean to put you in timeout, bro. Don't get mad at me. But no, I've been there, and they've instantly banned me out of insecurity. What's up? Because our definition of a crime is extremely broad and unnecessary. And again, man, if you think that all the people in jail deserve to be there, you're not looking at it objectively. I think that a lot of it has to do with politics and business, and I think that the problem here is the conflict of interest that we have with our politicians supporting the private prison industry. I think that's a huge conflict of interest where the private prison industry makes more money the more people that go to jail, and that's absolutely true, and you need to really look into that. And I think that's a huge conflict of interest that is morally wrong, in my opinion. And again, I'm not saying the left is perfect. The left is certainly toxic in a lot of ways as well. I just think that people need to understand that and not try to pretend it's not there because they support a certain party, John is the perfect example of how Trump got elected. Hey, look, I don't know if you're saying that is a good or bad thing, but hey, it's whatever. Like I said, I don't hate Trump. I don't think Trump is an evil man. I don't think Trump is God's gift to man, and I don't hate him either. You know what I mean? I don't think he's the evil person that people claim he is, and I also don't think he's God's gift to man. I think that it's just all the media. I'm more so against the media than anything else because they put stuff a certain way and kind of manipulate the masses. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, guys, we could talk. I'm not trying to be super decisive either, or divisive either. I'm trying to give my take on all of it, and you know, it is what it is. I think it's fun to kind of hang out and see different perspectives on it. Again, though, like I said, like listen, like I'm not for either one. I don't think Trump's an evil man. I don't think he's really that conservative of a president, if we're being completely honest. But I also don't think he's God's gift to man, like a lot of people making him out to be. And I think you got to I try to look at it objectively and see what both sides want me to think and try to avoid that altogether. Yeah, we'll see, Netron. Like I said, I had the liberals mad the other day on my stream. Now I'm gonna make the conservatives angry too. All I'm saying is that, look, if you're religious, look at it from that perspective. Like, a huge theme in the Bible is anti-slavery, anti-locking people up, anti-power, really. And I think that a lot of conservative presidents and conservative politicians support the private prison industry because of PAC money and lobbyist efforts. And I think that that is a very dangerous and immoral thing. And that you can't turn a blind eye to just because you agree with their other stuff if you're genuinely a religious person. But it is what it is, you know. Oh, you meant it as a bad thing? Oh, my bad, Jonathan. You know, hey, it is what it is. You know, we can disagree to we can agree to disagree, brother. It's okay. You know, it's all love, man. I'm not mad at anybody. Right? Yeah. I think Trump did a great thing for our economy. I'm not mad at Trump, you know, for that, especially. I trade stocks, man. He's been making the stock market fly, you know, so that's all good. You know, I'm not mad at him for that. Like I said, I'm not picking sides. I'm not saying Trump's a bad guy. I think he does some good things and some bad things, you know. And I think he actually did a good job of pardoning some, you know, unnecessary lockups and adjusting prison reform. And I think he did an okay job at that. That's something I genuinely agree with. You know what I mean? I'm not hating on Trump. I'm just saying you got to look at the whole picture with politics. And, you know, it is what it is. Some people don't want to see it because they get so wrapped up in the media. Media is telling you to hate Trump. Republican media is telling you he's God's gift to man. And so you got one of two very divisive sides that are just kind of attacking each other. And in the end, it's roughly in the middle, I would say. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, though. This is the problem, right? I say something that some could consider anti-conservative, and the first response is just this completely overused response, which is that's why Trump got elected. It's like, I didn't even say anything bad about Trump. You know what I mean? But it's like they're so programmed to just be like, oh my gosh, he's attacking us. Let me just say this, which is just something that they all say the same thing, right? I'm not saying anything bad about Trump, but that's the issue with politics nowadays. You know, is that they're programmed to respond that way. If you insult one aspect, you must be insulting all of them, right? That's the problem I have with politics. That's the problem. That response exactly is the problem I have. But hey, you know, the masses are gullible, man. The masses are gullible. They just listen to the media, you know. Super Bowl, man, I think I think Mahomes is about to dominate, man. I think Mahomes is about to dominate, sir. But yeah, I think the Chiefs are about to win that thing, man. I think they got that. I think they're about to win. I'd be especially surprised if the Chiefs don't win at all. I'm still mad my Saints got eliminated on the divisional playoffs, but hey, you know, it is what it is, team. You know, Saints got next year. I just honestly, if you want me to be completely honest, a lot of Saints fans would hate me if I said this, right? But I'm gonna say it. They should have let Bridgewater play. They should have let Bridgewater play. He dominated every game he was in, except for the first one, which he was thrown in on a surprise. Bridgewater dominated every single game he played. They should have let Bridgewater play. They should have taken out Breeze. As much as I'm a Saints fan, I'm from Louisiana. I love the Saints. Bridgewater was more dominant when he played, and they should have left Bridgewater in. I'll give him. He had a much better. He won by a more dominant margin. Yeah, it should be a fun game, man. Chiefs will win 100%. Chiefs are going to dominate that, you know. Chiefs should win 100%. That sounds more like supporting than just talking about it, the Wolf. I mean, supporting what? I don't support either side. I think the left is toxic and the right's toxic, man. You know, I think that I'm very socially liberal. Like I said, I'm very socially liberal, mostly. Some aspects I'm not, but mostly socially liberal, and then I'm very financially conservative, aside from a few different things. And so really I'm about in the middle, man. I'm not quite libertarian because I disagree with them even in some ways. But, you know, I'm not supporting either side, really. I don't hate Trump. I don't like him necessarily. I think he's dumb in a lot of ways, especially with, like, his lack of a filter. But I don't necessarily disagree with all of his policies, specifically prison reform. And so I can't say I dislike him. Like I said, not to go back on that topic. My point is, I don't really support either one. I go by policies more than anything. Yeah, Bridgewater, man. Bridgewater, check out Bridgewater. Breeze got hurt. He hurt his hand. Bridgewater dominated for those games. And then they took him out and they put Breeze in, who lost. You know what I mean? Throw Bridgewater back in. That's what we needed to do. Yeah, market is completely dead. It's Friday, guys. It's Friday. Let's see how many subs I lost because I talked about politics. I bet you it was at least 5. That'll be alright. I'm ready for Joe Burrow to get drafted. That's what I'm ready for. Actually, I gained subs, surprisingly. Interesting. Yeah. But no, I'm ready for Joey Burrow, the man, the GOAT, to get drafted. I hope he doesn't go to the Bengals, but he probably will. Oh my gosh, man. Why do you come to a day trading chat and post that, man? Boss man, hey, ban the guy that just sent nudes, please. I'm on it, bro. Done. Man. The life of a day trader, of a day trading YouTube channel. Ah, that hurts, Jonathan. Don't say that, bro. Joe's going to be raining down throws on everybody unless he goes to the Bengals. If he goes to the Bengals, that's my fear, is that Joey Burrow is going to get cursed in the NFL. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out. I don't see anything. The spy's kind of volatile, but I'm not seeing anything that really is pulling back enough for me to enter with anything. MU is about the closest I get to that, but even it still needs another solid 30 cents before it looks interesting for me on MU. And so I'm just kind of hanging out here waiting. You can see how closely the spy's following my levels down here, though. This was a level from yesterday's highs. And so you can see the spy's following that level pretty close. It broke underneath it finally after holding support, and now it's resistance. I mean, Jonathan, it depends on what your definition of bad is, you know. I think that both sides are toxic, don't get me wrong. But like I said, I also think that it's kind of like trading, where it's like if you think you have to believe your way, people have different environmental experiences in life, right? And so different people are going to experience different things, and that is going to sway their moral views on things, especially with stuff like politics. And so expecting or hating on somebody because they don't believe exactly what you believe is not, what's the word? Not mature, but definitely not introspective or, you know, analytical of kind of the way life is. Yep, 100%. Hey, we appreciate you, Jonathan, man. Like I said, it's all love, bro. It's all love, man. We could disagree. That's okay. Like I said, I don't hate Trump. I don't like Trump. I think both sides are toxic, and yeah, I mean, I don't like any of them. I hate everybody, you know. Still kind of waiting. I might close it down. I'm not seeing it much, team. I'll probably see you all this weekend. I'll make a video, put out, hit that like button. We got 116 likes in here. Keep hitting that like button. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. Hit that subscribe button if you can. Hey team, I got a favor. I'm at 16,894 likes. 94 subs. I need 6 more subs to bring that baby up to over 16.9K, over 16,900. Hit the subscribe button. You got 6 more subscribes. I'll love you forever if you do. Hit that subscribe button, team. We definitely appreciate the support. Right, 100%. Terry. But yeah, in the end, guys, it's all love. You can disagree with me. That's okay. I still like having you here. I hope you'll come back and join us. I should have a few videos I put out this weekend. Like I said, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Click the bell. We go live every weekday morning, right back on YouTube, right here on YouTube. And so I'll post this link if you want to check out the same platform as us. Again, there's a lot of benefits. No PDT rule, day trading ability, shorting ability, course, day trading chat, access to the demo account, 14,000 in buying power for their base package, which is on sale for $375. It's just a very cheap option to get started. It's going to be the equivalent of a few months of paper trading on a real paper trading platform. And so consider it, guys. I think it makes sense. Great way to help support our channel. There's the link if you want to check it out. But yeah, guys, have a good day. We'll see you all a little bit later. Also, guys, go check out the same scanners that we use. Trade Idea scanners, in my opinion, like I always say, the best scanners in trading. Super customizable, dynamic. You can do a lot of different stuff with these scanners. And so I'll post this link here. You can use promo code BT15 and get 15% off. And like I said, both of these are great ways to help support our channel here. Appreciate the love, team. Appreciate the support. Shout out to My man Bry, appreciate the sub, Bry. Welcome to the team, bro. Thank you for the subscribe, brother. We need 5 more, team. We just need 5 more, so we'll break it by the end of the day, so no stress, guys. Have a good day. Good luck in the markets. Join our Discord if you want to have our Halo. We're going to do a Halo meetup tomorrow, I believe, if Mitch has that time available. But join our Discord. And talk to us about it in the off-topic channel of our Discord. And we can do our Halo meetup, guys. There's the link for that. Like I said, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Good luck in the markets. We'll see you all tomorrow. We'll have a few videos we'll put out this weekend. We'll have a member video for our members. So that'll be out sometime this weekend. And then we'll also have a video of all of my trades that I got into after the stream. I recorded all of them, all of that. And so I'll be uploading that video too. So be on the lookout for that, guys. Good luck in the markets. We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, guys. Regardless of my views on politics, I hope you all continue to watch our channel. Like I said, I try not to pick sides too much. Go check out my friend Ashley's channel. Oh yeah, one more. I'll plug that link one more time. There's the link. Good luck, guys. We'll see you all later. Go subscribe to my friend's channel. There's the link. I consider it a personal favor if you subscribe to her channel. Help her grow. Good luck, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow.